This is the SML podcast. Fuck mopeds.
Oh, man. So you guys ready to get this on the road?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. George, did you want to do like a real introduction, or are you good with fuck mopeds?
Oh, fuck mopeds is where it's at, man.
Sounds good. So we will just kick things off. What's up, everyone? This is the SML podcast. I am your host, Joe. Joining me as usual, CJ. CJ, how you doing?
Fuck today.
High energy. High energy when we have a panel full of guests today, because joining us again as a guest, Kris Huber is back on the show. Kris, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I ran around and got a bunch of stuff done today, and I'm enjoying my day off for once.
I'm still not used to calling you a guest.
I mean, it is what it is. You know, you'll get used to it.
No, I won't.
Sure.
I think you're just like half in, half out at this point.
It's really like when I can work it in, man. Like once I start doing the acoustic stuff too, it's gonna start like ramping up again. So
gonna drag you onto shows kicking and screaming, and I don't give a fuck. And then also joining us today, the voice of the show since the very beginning, George Norg. You are back. We missed you. How are you?
Fabulous. How are you?
I'm here. I'm still doing this shit.
Here you are.
Still doing this.
How you've done more episodes than what? Beavis and Butthead, and what were the other ones that we listed off? I can't even remember.
Oh God, I have no idea.
That was fun trying to find that list.
I can't comprehend how you do all these introductions to the show.
It's really easy. You just you message me, you say, hey, I need an intro for whatever the occasion is, and I'm like, all right, what would be really funny and roasty, and all right, and that's pretty much it.
you brainstorm for like maybe 5 minutes, and you're like, here you go.
Pretty much.
Here's your thing. Like, just here's your thing.
But then it gives me an excuse to say things in funny voices like Coach, Beavis and Butthead. And just like it's fun. I love it.
You're working your voiceover chops.
That's right.
Someday you're gonna take over as the guy that does the movie intros.
I would love to be that guy.
In a world.
You got something in your throat there, pal.
Just a little.
Your esophagus.
In a world of idiots doing podcasts, we are the idiotist.
I like that.
Idiotist.
The idiotist.
That sounds like a blog.
I feel,
Sounds
CJ,
like a really
you're so
bad
quiet
blog.
today.
I'm just very, very destroyed, and I think I have a concussion.
From what? What the hell did you...
I hit my head on a monitor. Because there was one above. Well, the whole thing started because some idiot decided to knock something under the line machine, so I had to pull the line out and bend over and pick that up, and then hit my head when I went back up. Because some idiot doesn't want to go and get it themselves because they're a fucking idiot. And I hit it hard, so I felt like I was going to puke for like 2 hours.
So basically, your entire day has been an entire satchel of unleavened shit.
Yeah, I haven't enjoyed it, and
I'm so sorry.
Eternal in chat says to ask your opinion of the Little Acre, of her opinion of the Little Acre, and then you'll have a lot to say.
I'm done with her. I'm done with that argument. It's over.
Fuck all of that. I'm sick of all this shit. Oh, man. So, George, how long has it been since you've been on? It's been quite a while.
It's been 2.5 years.
Why? Like, why haven't you come back?
mostly because you record right in the middle of dinner time.
Yeah, West Coast.
Yep.
So
Yeah, the last time I was on the show was the night that I got out of the garage and into the house, and Amy says, I'm in labor. And I'm like, oh, well, then here we go.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And then we had a baby that night.
Yay.
It was a busy day. It was a very
I thought
busy
you
day.
came on. I thought the whole lawnmower thing was after that.
Was the lawnmower? I remember the lawnmower thing. Just an entire
that was
show
a while
of me trying
ago.
That had to be before Hope was born.
That was definitely before.
It's been too many episodes. I can't remember. I can't keep track of this shit anymore. There's too many of them.
There's a
Yeah.
lot.
There's way
There's at
too
least
many.
4.
It's at least 4.
Close. Has to be
100.
close. We're actually this is like the countdown to 300. This is episode. Let me double check. I believe this is episode 292.
Oh shit.
292.
292.
Holy crap on a crap cracker, dude.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I can't, like, this is more than 4 years of my life I've been doing this fucking show. So yeah, countdown to 300. It'll be time for George to do a fresh new intro to the show.
Oh, 300.
Yeah. I was hoping to get something for the anniversary episode, but never happened.
Oh, that's right. It didn't.
Yeah, it didn't.
Well, you'll make it. You'll make it longer than the first run of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Beverly Hills 90210.
How many episodes did Beverly Hills 90210 have?
296.
Oh my god.
Why?
Yeah.
I didn't
There's a
think
lot of. You know what? I'm very curious to see what else is like close on there, because there's probably some real shit shows that got like a lot of episodes dumped into that could have gone to like quality content.
You are one episode behind Grey's Anatomy right now.
Oh my god!
Fuck.
Tell Ashley.
You
I'm not telling her.
beat the George Burns and Gracie Allen show by one episode so far.
Suck it, George Burns. What has he done lately? Come on.
You have more episodes than Family Guy.
Whoa, that's actually pretty serious. They've got a lot of stuff.
You're beating Lopez Tonight.
Oh God,
Yeah, but that's a Tonight show.
that got canceled a while ago too.
Oh yeah, it did.
George Lopez, hey fucker, you got canceled.
Apparently you've got more episodes than America's Got Talent and Mythbusters.
I love Mythbusters. I wish they
And
had more of that.
And Hawaii Five-0 and South Park.
Ooh,
Now,
that's a serious
does
one.
Hawaii Five-0, does that include the new episodes as well, or is it just the original run?
I would assume that they're not counting it as a
The-
franchise.
the original run from 1968 to 1980.
Gotcha. Good stuff.
Pretty serious.
And the Donna Reed show.
Man, we're going back. Going back.
Deep cuts.
So, what have you guys been up to? What's going on? How's things going? We know CJ has a concussion. Chris was playing
Right.
Rock Band.
Yeah.
George has kids.
Yeah. Joe, what have you been up to?
I've been doing this fucking show.
Does anybody ever actually check in with you and say, hey, Joe, how the hell is every little thing?
No one ever does.
Hey, Joe,
How is
how the
every
hell
little
is every
thing?
little thing?
Please don't get him started. It's never going to end.
Well, you see, I've been having
This
back
is your
pain.
show.
My
You
knees
should be
are-
talking about
my knees have been
yourself.
killing me lately. It's just, oh man. No, it's life. Life is life, and doing this show and keeping up with games and all that other fun stuff. And a lot of news happened this week.
Tell us, because I'm actually kind of out of the loop on most of the news. So think of this as a way to fill me in for comment.
Sounds good. We're going to kick things off with probably the most exciting announcement, and that is that Nintendo has announced the SNES Classic.
That's the most exciting. Okay.
Dude. Okay, yeah. I actually heard about that one. And, like, are you going to do the big reveal, like, straight out of the gate, or are you going to tease it?
Yeah, I'm going to go alphabetically.
All right, go alphabetically.
I like doing
That's a good way to approach it.
They announced that it is going to be releasing September 29th for $79.99, so it's going to be a bit more expensive than the NES Classic. Includes 2 controllers, so that is markedly better than the single controller the NES Classic came with. There will be 21 games included, and that one is the curious one of the lot. Going in order, it is going to include Contra 3, The Alien Wars, which that's pretty cool. I always enjoyed that game. Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound. So we're getting heavy hitters on the third title with Earthbound.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 3, aka Final Fantasy 6, but because it was released on Super Nintendo as 3, they're just keeping the name 3. F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox. Here's the big one. Star Fox 2.
This is insanity.
Star Fox 2. Let's think about this. Star Fox 2 never released.
Ever.
It's insanity.
The closest anyone has ever gotten is like a half version ROM that leaked online that was like patched together by some ROM hackers to at least function properly. But the real Star Fox 2 has never released, and it's going to be on this thing.
Now, they're preloaded onto the system. Can it play regular cartridges?
No,
it's just a digit. So it's just these games.
Yes.
Just like the NES Mini,
yeah.
Unless you go through the process of hacksering it and dumping your own ROMs onto it, which I'm assuming is going to happen within seconds of the thing being released.
Probably. I don't know. I'd give it like a week.
So go through the rest of the list, and then let's go back to Star Fox 2 and talk about the insanity that it is coming out.
Yeah, because that's only half of the games. We still have, because it's the Super Nintendo, there's a lot of super titles, but Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island.
It's a solid list. It's like
it is an extremely solid list.
I mean, it's pretty much every game that I would want.
Yeah, there's a couple of people are bummed that like Donkey Kong Country 2 isn't on there.
Yeah, I'm kind of
I can understand going with the original. The original is more iconic, despite the second one being considered the better game.
I was just gonna say, like, if you're gonna have one, and you're having like some other franchises with 2 titles on the system, like that's an iconic character for Nintendo. Like, how do you not have the second game for him? Like, that blew my mind a little.
I appreciate the fact that they're not including multiple games of a series. The exception being Star Fox and Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
Right.
But Star Fox 2 is a very, very special circumstance. Plus, apparently, you need to unlock Star Fox 2.
What?
Yes.
You have to play through the first one and beat it?
You have to beat the first stage.
Okay.
So it's nothing horrible, but
I can go along with that.
So technically there's 20 games with a bonus unlockable game on there. But Japan, they're actually going to have a slightly different lineup. They're going to have Fire Emblem, Mystery of the Emblem, Legend of the Mystical Ninja, Panel de Pon,
Oh, I
also
want
known,
Legend of the Mystical Ninja.
I know, me too.
Ah.
Panel de Pon, which was localized as Tetris Attack, and Super Soccer. But
I want Tetris Attack. What the fuck?
Me too. But I think the licensing
ugh.
of being called Tetris Attack was the issue. But in response, they are not getting Super Punch-Out, Super Castlevania 4, Kirby's Dream Course,
Ooh, that hurts. I actually prefer the ones like...
and Earthbound.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Never mind.
Japan is not getting Mother 2. How weird is
Like-
that?
What?
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Like, there's a
Lot of that's
people
weird about
pissed
it.
about that, too.
Like,
Rightfully
why?
so. I mean, that makes sense. Like,
Given the fact that the ROMs are not that big, why not include more games is the real question, especially because it's very likely that they won't do another run of these unless their plan is to release like an SNES Mini 2 or something.
That's my thought because, first off, Donkey Kong Country 2, everyone's wondering about that. Another big one is Chrono Trigger isn't on the list.
I'm not surprised by that. I was actually surprised to see the Final Fantasy game on the list because it doesn't seem, and maybe I'm completely jaded about this, but this particular type of product doesn't seem like the type of product that would draw a lot of people who want to do long form RPGs. This is the kind of thing that you sit down, you plug in, and you play an action game of some kind. In my brain,
Yeah.
like, I mean, otherwise, why wouldn't they include something like ActRaiser, which is very conspicuously absent?
zombies ate my neighbors.
Zombies ate. That's another good one. Actually, what I'm really surprised didn't make it on there was Pilot Wings of all games.
Now that could always be the SNES Classic too. That we're
If
all
there's such a
thinking.
thing, I have no
Here-
knowledge that indicates.
I wouldn't be
Here's the
shocked.
thing, though. Do you really want them to make a second one? Because like then it's just like how many mini systems do you want to be carting around in your fucking entertainment center? You know what I mean?
No, I
Like-
don't want them to make multiple systems. I want them to make one, and I want it to have more games for the $80 I'm going to shell out for it.
I agree. They're older games. Like they're just. I mean, unless they really want to stand by, like, well, people are going to buy their Switch, and we don't want to give them everything, like, on this other system when we want them to buy it digitally on their Switch at some point. Like,
Yeah, I mean, they normally sell Super Nintendo games for like $8, up to 10. I know Earthbound was a $10 game, but on this thing, it's less than $4 a game.
which that's not bad. I think
It's-
like that's reasonable.
It's not bad, but at the same time, keep in mind you're buying if you're looking at it from the perspective of people who may not necessarily be us, who probably already have at least 6 devices that can emulate all of these games to begin with.
True.
You're paying for technology from the 90s, and
But you're paying to have it legally instead of emulating.
that is also true. And
yeah,
you're paying
everyone-
for it to
everyone talks
run
about,
on
oh,
modern screens.
I'll just get a Raspberry Pi and put 500 games on there. Yeah, anyone could do that. Anyone could load up an emulator on a hacked system and do that. But this is a legitimate way to play them. And I think playing a game legitimately just, I don't know, to me it feels better than playing a hacked version or a pirated game. It just...
No,
I don't know.
I agree. I understand your sentiment, and that's why I feel like they're not going to load this thing up, because they want them to buy them legitimately on the other consoles that you assume that they're going to have in the Nintendo, or their little like Nintendo culture.
Sphere.
Like,
Yeah.
like
We're still waiting to find out what's going on with Virtual Console on the Switch.
exactly, and you know for a fact that they're gonna have something, because if they didn't, people would absolutely riot. Like,
Oh, absolutely. There's got to be some kind of virtual console presence on Switch. I'm pretty sure that a good 70-something% of the people who purchased a Switch have every intention of taking advantage of virtual console because of the portability.
exactly.
No.
And they want to do it legitimately, and that's. I think that there's a lot of people that share your sentiment, Joe. Like they yeah, they know that they could just kind of like, they can use their smartphone and just buy a controller and link it up to their phone and just like put a holster in it and just load all of this shit onto it. And then, all right, now I don't need any kind of virtual console stuff for my Switch and buy a Switch. But they want the legitimacy of, I bought a Nintendo product to play Nintendo games on it. Like,
plus, if we're talking portability, the screen on a Switch blows away any kind of fucking cell phone you have.
Oh, totally.
Sure, but
now,
you know what I'm saying?
Again,
like,
we're talking about a demographic of people who are like us, who actually know how to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Most of the people who are going to be picking up one of these minis probably don't have any interest in trying to figure out what a Raspberry Pi is, or an Ouya that you can dump all these emulators onto, or any other kind of device. They're not. And I'm the kind of nerd that has an Ouya with all the emulators and a Raspberry Pi with all of the emulators, and I have all the software to hack a Wii U to get all of these on them. And I'm still gonna.
Ouya.
I was one of the original backers for that thing, and I still use it as an emulator box, and I still use it as a media streaming box.
Was that your Ouya at MagFest?
Yes, it was.
God damn, dude. I saw that in the room with like Jason playing it, and I'm like, who the fuck has an Ouya?
Because it's tiny, and I have 4 wireless controllers, and the latency is really negligible, and it works fabulously. And I have a tiny box that I can get 4 people to play Turtles in Time together with.
Oh, there you go.
See?
That'd be pretty cool, yeah.
It is pretty cool. So, yeah, I keep it, and I try to keep it updated, and I use it for
They still release updates for it?
They do. It's insane.
What the fuck?
And chances are the majority of the updates are just Android updates.
I'm surprised.
Like, I'm not shocked that people still talk about Ouya and have Ouyas and still use them, but the fact that they're still releasing updates, that surprises me.
Ouya!
That's weird.
Crazy.
See? Now you can say you know somebody who has one and still uses it.
How about it?
You are the 1%.
I am the 1%. Rail against me, sheep. Yeah.
But yeah, September, it's September 29th, $80. I definitely need to get my hands on one of these.
Hold on. We can't talk about this thing without already talking about the people that are selling the pre-orders online for like $200.
Well, that's
there
the funny
aren't any
thing.
to sell yet.
Latino Heat in the chat is asking when you could pre-order one and where. In America, there are none. There's no pre-orders. No one is taking pre-orders on them, and I'd be shocked if anybody starts, especially after the shit show that was the NES Classic. How many people would put pre-orders down and then not get fulfilled?
Yeah.
Like, the people I talk to at GameStop have told me that as of this time, there are no plans to do pre-orders.
Good.
Which
maybe they're finally
to do
maybe just
do
maybe they'll finally learn their lesson.
How do you know Best Buy's planning on it?
Because they have a page for the thing, and it's one of the few things that is going to come out at a future date that I've been able to see that actually has a notify me when pre-orders go live.
Interesting.
Where you click the button and you punch in your email address, which I did.
Interesting. I have a feeling that's going to end horribly.
It probably will. I have no intention of being a scalper or participating in purchasing one from a scalper, but I will legitimately go out and try to find one.
Yeah, I just want to have one to have one.
How much are they? They're like $80?
$80. $79.99 includes 2 controllers. I mean, like,
if you can find one of these things, it's kind of like dumb not to grab one. Like,
oh, totally.
Especially that game lineup. Jesus Christ, that fucking game lineup.
It's a great game lineup. It's obviously a cool collectible to have if you're into that kind of stuff too, because like these things are going to be rare as shit. Like,
I gotta say, my biggest surprises with games that are included on there have to be where were they? Kirby's Dream Course. Yeah. I really didn't expect that one, but I am thrilled that one's on there because I love Kirby's Dream Course.
I like a lot of Kirby games, and the ones on the Super Nintendo were like my favorite.
Yeah. And then Secret of Mana. I really didn't expect that one.
That surprised me.
But I'm excited about that. I wonder if there's going to be any way at all to get 3-player support on that.
That depends on whatever their control protocol is going to be.
To my knowledge, it's just going to be like a Super Nintendo where they're going to have 2 controller ports. And I don't know if there's going to be any like special way to attach a third, because it's going to use the same
wireless,
the same plug as the Wii remotes and the NES Classic.
Are they going to make a version
I would
of
assume
the
that
controller
it's not going to be
Bluetooth or something?
I would assume that it would not support it.
I don't think first party's doing any kind of wireless controllers.
All right, then probably you'll be locked into 2-player at that point.
I would assume so.
I'd love to see like a party box of this that includes like NBA Jam or
that would be sick.
Super Bomberman.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Just like
that was another one that I
package.
could not believe was not on there, was Super Bomberman. That seemed like a no-brainer.
It's possible that they did it mainly because it's limited to 2 players.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. The only way that I would be okay with them doing another version of this thing is if that's how they went about it. Is if it came with 4 controllers and all these games that were specifically for the multi-tap.
4 controllers? Fuck that. If we're putting Bomberman on there, let's get 8 controllers.
You know what I'm saying, though. Like,
just go get a Saturn and play the 10-player one. Come on.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
I've done that. It's the most incredible thing, and it's so chaotic.
But yeah,
we had that going on a giant projector screen. It was just the weirdest, most insane gaming experience I can remember playing with 9 other people.
That is nuts.
I want to do that now.
I've never done a 10-person Bomberman.
It's so good. I cannot recommend it enough.
I've never even done like more than 4.
I think I did 8 before on the one DS Bomberman game where it's like only one person needed the cartridge and then everyone else could just download play.
Oh, nice.
That was amazing. But yeah, Super NES Classic, I can't wait to see how badly this thing gets ruined by scalpers.
Yeah.
Oh, completely savaged.
It's going to be god-awful. That said, Nintendo claimed in a statement to IGN that Nintendo will produce significantly more units of the Super NES Classic than we did of the NES Classic Edition. Though they did not specify any, concrete numbers, they did, however, state that the item is planned to ship from September 29th through the end of calendar year 2017. No commitment beyond that.
Yeah, the last thing I saw about that was that the no commitment beyond the end of 2017 was actually no intent to ship beyond the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, they said the same thing about the NES Classic in that shipped through to like March or something. But now that thing is getting stupidly expensive. Those are going for hundreds on eBay right now.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I am never getting rid of mine. The only reason I got one was because someone got it from a rival, Skilly, got it for me for my birthday, and then
that's awesome.
And then he dumped every NES ROM onto it for me. Because that's
what a
my
guy.
boy.
Nice. ROM hacks as well?
I don't remember, actually. It's embarrassingly still in a box.
Oh, you whore.
I know.
The only ROM hack that the world needs is Baby Dodgeball.
Baby Dodgeball.
Yes. They take Super Dodgeball, clearly, and they replace the ball with a baby. And that's the only change.
They did.
That is the only change, and it is amazing.
Now, to be fair, the only major ROM hacks that I can remember playing were one that was a huge ROM hack of Link to the Past, and then another one that expanded the scope of Super Metroid into something insanely huge.
Huh.
Beyond, and they were both really fun, and I enjoyed them tremendously. But beyond that, I've never really looked too much into ROM hacks.
No.
The only one that I remember playing was one where they updated the roster of like Tecmo Super Bowl to current NFL teams.
Man.
You know what?
And they reskinned the whole thing because they replaced the logos like of the newer logos of teams. Like it was, I really wanted to look at it just to see like how much work they did, because it like all the cutscene parts for like the touchdowns and all that stuff, like it's all changed.
That's crazy.
So, yeah,
That's
like
pretty cool.
it was pretty intense. Like it was kind of weird. Like. And the only reason why I really wanted to like try it too is because I wanted to relive if I could attempt to kick a field goal from the 50.
Nice.
Because I still don't believe that it can be done other than that one night at MagFest. Like
From the 50?
dude.
Oh my god, that
fucking-
was amazing.
It was. I had to have like
George, I don't think you know that story, do you?
I do not know this story.
Go ahead,
Oh my
Chris.
gosh. Well, we were up in was that your room with Jesus?
It was one of the lumberjack rooms.
And he had his Wii hooked up to the TV in the room, and Jesus and I were playing Tecmo Ball, and at some point in the game, he was like, it was a little bit back behind the 50-yard line. And for some reason, it gave him the option to kick a field goal, and he went for it, and he fucking made it. Like, I can't even fathom, because not only are you kicking the ball the 50 yards, but the post is behind the end zone. So it's
I like
not
how
just
flustered you're getting just reliving this moment.
This is amazing.
Like I was pissed. I was absolutely furious. So I screamed. I was loud. I had to be like, I woke people up.
I think Taras said
like
I think Taras was saying like 2 doors down the hallway, he was with someone and he heard Kris yell.
yeah.
Wow.
I was furious.
That was hilarious.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, clearly we need Tecmo Bowl on the NES Classic 2.0
Yes.
edition.
Yes.
Clearly.
Update all of the teams.
Oh yeah,
And
totally.
I think the only other one that I did was they modified like an old. There was a wrestling game, like pro wrestling or whatever,
Mhm.
and they
Oh,
reskinned
yeah.
it with WWF people.
That's awesome.
WWF. Did it let you get Sting to fight the Undertaker?
No.
Oh man,
It'll never happen, Joe.
Do you guys know who is the most excited about the SNES Classic?
Who's the most excited?
Clearly it's CJ, because he's been speechless this entire time.
I forgot I was here.
It's okay, CJ. We're going to talk about stuff that you can chime in on now, because there has been a lot of Xbox news this week, and I know that's what you're excited about.
Am I?
Oh, this is the part where I go find something to drink.
I don't...
Well, we will inform you, Norg.
Yo,
Yes, we will inform you. We're going to
absolutely.
kick off the Xbox news with the latest backward compatibility additions. Yes, finally, after
Ooh, cool.
over a month, the first new releases since May 23rd. Today,
Ready.
on Thursday, they released Call of Duty Ghosts.
Which
Why?
everybody keeps saying that, and I'm just like, that's awesome, because I bought it on 360 before I had an Xbox One, and I didn't get an Xbox One for like 6 months. And
I
it's
have
nice
it
to
on the
actually be able
one.
to finish it.
Oh,
And
I
I
there
have
you
have
it
go.
on
a
the one.
S, so it's like, to actually be able to play the game now is kind of nice. I wasn't going to pay twice for that same piece of shit.
So now you can play
Yeah,
the piece of shit you already own.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of paying.
Wow.
And
You
then-
ate pieces of shit for breakfast?
But
Sorry.
what was that, Happy Gilmore?
No.
I
I was happy to go
I
more.
eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
And then as lackluster as today was with just Call of Duty Go, like it wasn't even a good Call of Duty, but Tuesday, 5 titles were added with Cyber Troopers Virtual on OT, which niche title, but the people who love that game love that game. Radiant Silvergun, Wolf of the Battlefield Commando 3, Blazing...
Never heard of that.
You never heard of Wolf of the Battlefield?
No, I've never heard of Wolf of the Battlefield, Cyber Troopers, or Radiant Silvergun.
Really?
Yep.
Some good stuff there. Blazing Angels Squadrons of World War II, which, interesting edition, and disc only.
Wow.
Is not available digitally. And then
anymore. Yeah.
Ass Bros, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Oh, that's like the best one.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was surprised that they did that and then it wasn't. Well, I mean, I guess I'll spoil that. Not that it matters. There's thousands of games, or at least over 1,000 games that could have been selected. But Brotherhood was not a game with gold, even though it just went backwards compatible. They did that for both 3 and Revelations, but I was really expecting to see that be the game with gold.
Well, we'll get
That
to
would've
games.
been cool.
We'll get to games with gold in a little bit. But the fun thing is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It was $5 at GameStop. After the announcement, $15.
Of course.
Yeah, I luckily bought that a few months ago for like $5. So.
Yeah, I bought it for $5 before the price went up.
However, they gave me the shitty GameStop case, which I fucking hate.
Good stuff.
I hate those stupid cases.
Yeah, me too. And then Game Pass, they announced the first new additions to the Xbox Game Pass lineup. If you are not familiar with the Xbox Game Pass, it is a $9.99 a month subscription that gives you access to over 100 different games across Xbox One and backward compatible 360 titles as well. And the newest additions starting July 1st from the 360 are going to be Monaco, What's Yours Is Mine. Kris, you should be happy about that one.
Oh yeah, I like that game.
And then on the Xbox One, they are going to be adding Bard's Gold, Dead Island Definitive Edition, F1 2015, The Flame and the Flood, Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition, and Resident Evil 6.
I was actually contemplating the Game Pass thing.
It's pretty worth it if you don't have a shit ton of games.
Yeah.
Why 15? F1 15?
Because that's the one they were given the okay to include?
No, I mean from like Codemasters themselves. Like, why did they choose to do that one and not 16 and build up hype for 17 that's literally coming out in a couple months? Like,
well, because they use 15, which is an older one that's not as valuable, and give that one for free that might make people want to grab 16
at this point. No, why would you buy 16 when 17 comes out in a couple months?
Because 16 will be cheaper than 17?
Yeah, but who does that?
I do that with basketball games actually.
It's
like
just,
my right now I'm playing NBA 2K 15
11.
Like NBA 2K 15 they're releasing like 18 soon I think, right?
Well, I'm surprised you don't have 16 on Steam considering it was in a humble bundle a while back. That was actually a pretty good deal.
Maybe I picked it up at some point. I don't know.
Oh, well, Kris, if you're interested, 2K16, I believe, is part of the Game Pass program.
It is, I believe.
Yeah, that's why I was considering it, because like the game alone would be like $5 probably.
Yeah. And for $10 a month, good lord. Especially with all the other games.
There's so many games in there, like
they've also confirmed that there won't be any titles leaving the program until late November. So everything that's in there now will be there for the foreseeable future. I'm also excited to see that after all the people who were annoyed with the Game Pass having so many 360 titles, that the additions were mainly Xbox One titles.
Yeah, there was only one 360 title added.
And it's a really good 360 title.
I'm pretty sure it was a previous game with gold too that I just happened to miss, so that's pretty nice.
Might have been. And then on top of that, they're adding another little bonus where from July 1st through the 16th, if you are a Game Pass member, all Payday 2 DLC is 25% off.
Which is pretty nice.
So, fun stuff there.
That shit adds up. So
I'm waiting. I'm holding out for
a hero
Payday on the Switch.
I like how that tickled George's fancy. He'll never hear. I get it. And then, since we've been talking so much about Xbox and Games with Gold was brought up a few times, they announced the July lineup for Games with Gold, and overall, it's kind of
Yeah,
It's very especially after
very,
seeing the other lineup we'll talk about later.
Xbox 360 from July 1st through the 15th is Kane and Lynch 2, which... Why?
Might be the best title too, and that's the sad part.
I don't think so, because from July 16th through the 31st is Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, and I thought that was a really solid Lego game.
all right, that's not bad.
I think that's the only game out of this whole month that I might actually play.
I'm okay on that one.
And then
Actually, yeah, I think I am too.
it's
I wouldn't
a
I still
good
have a
game.
360.
I got my 1000 out of 1000 in Lego Pirates. It was a really good Lego game. I enjoyed it. On
I
Xbox
like almost all the
One,
Lego games. That's great.
They are. I love the Lego games. They're so good. They're
All right,
so fun.
continue.
On Xbox One, for the entire month of July is going to be the game Grow Up from Ubisoft. When I first saw it, I thought it was Grow Home, but that one is still apparently only on PlayStation. For
Yeah, I
some
noticed that
fucked up
too,
reason.
and I don't understand why at this point. They could have easily ported it.
Yeah.
I just don't get the point.
And then July 16th through August 15th, shocking, absolutely not me at all, is Runbow, which I fucking
gave it
called
tonight on the show.
I fucking called it.
Fucking hated that game.
I don't know why. I think it's awesome. I've been playing the 3DS version. I think it's really, really cool. I know Chris Taylor loved it. So you're just wrong.
Either way, I'll add it to my account and then make sure to not install it.
I don't even want to begin to admit how much stuff is in my ready to install folder that I'm just neglecting.
I have
Joe
like
doesn't have that
nothing.
many in that. Yeah, he installs literally every game.
I do. I'm creeping up on 1,300 games installed.
That's awesome.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
It's pretty... Dude, I think that's awesome.
I think it's awesome, but how many of them have you played?
A big chunk of them. Not all of them, but a very large chunk of them I have played.
But that's what's exciting about it. So you've experienced a lot of that stuff, and there's still so much more that you have left.
So much. And there's
That
going to
you'll
be
never
more
experience
because
So much.
this week I know Latino he in chat is asking our thoughts of the Xbox Ultimate Game Sale that got announced, but we'll get to that in a few more minutes.
I didn't look at it yet.
I'll pass a link your way.
Xbox Ultimate Game Sale.
Yes.
I want
is.
to talk about it. I want to say something, and then I just can't yet.
Yes, because since we talked about Games with Gold, we clearly have to also cover the PlayStation Plus lineup for July. It's so convenient when both of them are announced in the same week.
Yeah, it's easy for the show. You can make comparisons very easily.
Yeah, and we don't have to dedicate 2 weeks to covering them. I think the PlayStation... What the hell's all that noise?
Somebody rattling some
Oh,
shit.
that's me going. That's me.
Son of a
Taking out
bitch,
the trash?
George. He's trying to start a lawnmower.
Should probably
Popping
get that
bubble
thing
pop.
looked at.
But PlayStation Plus lineup is pretty solid this month. PS3 is getting Tokyo Jungle and Darkstalkers Resurrection. 2 pretty solid games, although I don't have a PS3 anymore. The Vita is with Elemental and Don't Die Mr. Robot, which was pretty enjoyable, and it's also cross-buy with the PS4. The PS4 lineup is pretty great with the Game of Thrones Telltale game series, the full 6-episode season, and Until Dawn.
Yeah, that's what
not
makes this lineup completely blow out Xbox, in my opinion.
Yeah, theirs is much stronger.
And then additionally, they on July 18th, they're going to offer a PS Plus pack, a $20 value for the Orcs Must Die Unchained beta.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Just some in-game stuff. So
That's pretty cool, though. The game's neat. So
yeah, I think easily PlayStation won that. Easy.
Yeah, very easy.
Not even a contest. Although I am excited.
Exactly.
I'm excited for Runbow because I'm always happy when there's a brand new game included.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
checked
nice,
it out, so
but I didn't like the game.
I don't even know anything about it. I'll have to listen.
It's
to your
basically
episode when you talk
speedrunners
about
again, too. That's the other thing. It's like it's speedrunners twice in a row, except this is just its worst cousin.
See, like, you're the only person I've talked to who doesn't like Runbow.
I really didn't like that game.
So if you're the only one, clearly you're wrong.
Give it a shot.
I hope you hate it too, even though on Xbox One.
Hope you
We'll see.
fucking hate it.
Listen, I have been known to not like games that they enjoy. So.
True. And then the last bit of assorted random news I have before we could talk about that sale. Zen Studios announced that Pinball FX3 is coming this summer.
Yeah, I knew you would talk about that.
I
saw
have
that.
to. It's pinball.
Pinball, man.
Exactly. I knew it.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, and not only is it coming this summer, but it's no more of Pinball FX on one platform, Zen Pinball on another. It is just Pinball FX all around. So
Wait, what?
it used to be Pinball FX on Xbox, and then Zen Pinball on PS4.
Oh, I didn't know. Well,
Yeah,
I guess that
they're
would make
just
sense. That
everything's going to be Pinball FX now on all
Interesting.
platforms. It
Got
is
it.
going to be releasing sometime this summer on Xbox One, PS4, Windows 10, and Steam. Important to note that Vita and Wii U support is gone, and there is no word yet on whether or not it might come to the Switch, and no word of possible cross-buy between Xbox and Windows 10 either.
I wouldn't assume so.
I don't know. I know that they've had support. I thought some of the Pinball FX2 tables were cross-buy, but I might be wrong.
Who knows? That would be interesting. Like, I would be more interested in it that way then.
Yeah.
Because I've always been kind of like torn on which, like, if I wanted it on my PC or if I wanted it on my Xbox. Because I have a couple pinball tables, not as many as you guys have.
Yeah.
But
I think I have all of them.
yeah, I like picking one up every once in a while.
Because I like the pinballs. They announced that they are going to be featuring deeper multiplayer options with multiplayer matchups, user-generated tournaments, and league play.
That's
which could be
pretty
interesting.
sweet. I would be interested in that.
And for the people who are completely new to pinball, they're designing a deeper single-player modes to help teach the game better.
I'm also interested in that.
And then also they said that you'll be able to import, quote, the majority of your current Zen or Pinball FX tables for free with all the new bells and whistles.
That's pretty important to you.
The fact that they said the majority clearly means that there might be one or two tables left behind, and I wonder what's going to be forgotten.
Probably a couple
But you'll
of
still have it,
copywritten
Joe.
ones that they don't have the rights to port over.
Yeah, but you'll still have it.
Yeah, true.
You'll have it.
Good
All right,
stuff.
can we stop with pinball and move on to the big guns?
I'm still just scrolling through this sale just so that I have something to talk about when it comes.
It's honestly not as mind blowing as I was hoping.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through them. I'm at the
Mostly
bottom.
stuff that's already been on sale.
But there's a lot of
almost
shit on sale.
There is
Yes,
a lot
there
of
is
stuff.
a lot. It's
but-
taking me a little while to actually get through all of it.
Yeah. And then Latino Heat is asking for our thoughts on the sale and some recommendations. So go ahead. What do you guys see on the list that tickles your fancy?
Well, I'm gonna go from the bottom up because I just finished the list, and first one for me would be Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for $15.
Good
That's
stuff.
not bad.
I'm pretty sure you can't go wrong with Air Guitar Warrior for Kinect.
Dude, Air Guitar Warrior is awesome. It really is.
Trials of the Blood Dragon for $7.50. I mean, I'm
Not
I
a
might
real
pick
Trials,
that up.
but I want to try it too because everybody shit on it that's in the Trials community. But it might be okay.
I
like
God.
I like trial stuff, so I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it regardless.
I think I'm going to be picking up Beach Buggy Racing.
Oh, good one.
That game's pretty neat. I haven't tried it, and I watched Shiz play it forever.
I think Abzu for $12 is a really solid pickup.
What do you guys think about
neat.
BioShock Collection for $30?
That's been on sale the same price so many times that it doesn't really get me.
All right,
It's
so
like-
this is the one. If I only buy one game on sale, it's more than likely going to be this State of Decay Year One Survival Edition for
Nice.
$9.90. Just because I never gave it a shot, and the one that's coming out that they've been showing looks really, really interesting. So I kind of want to try the first one.
I'm going to be
Plus-
honest and say that Cabela's African Adventures has caught my eye because it's only $10.
Hey,
Plus,
Whatever.
to add to what you said earlier about the BioShock thing, from Amazon you can get it for $25 on Xbox One,
Oh,
a
there you
physical
go.
edition. So
I'm going to make an obvious recommendation. If you don't already own Rocket League on some other platform, it's $12.
Nice.
yeah, if for
And
some
then-
reason you don't have Rocket League at this point.
Yeah. I mean,
haven't
I
played
own it
myself.
I own it on two things, and I plan on buying a Switch specifically for that.
Is Get Even really
There
on
you
sale
go.
already?
Yes.
I don't care.
Yes, it is.
That is such a piece of shit move. Just for anybody that just bought it when it came out, like not even even a full week ago.
I'm going to assume that they worked out that it was going to be a part of the sale before it got delayed.
Yeah, it just feels like such a shitty thing to anybody that actually bought
does.
it.
It really does. Yeah, Get Even, which released, I think, last Friday, is already on sale.
20% off too. It's not
But-
even like it was a 10%.
But
Well,
again,
I mean,
I really
can you fight
think it's
that?
because
Can you,
it was supposed to come out at the beginning of June, and it got delayed after the attacks in London.
Yeah,
So
it's possible
Yeah.
that they already had that worked out.
Yeah, I honestly think it was worked out to be a part of the sale
Human
before the
Fall
delay.
Flat is one of the most fun completions I've gotten in a long time. So if you're an achievement hunter or not even an achievement hunter, you just want to play a really fun game. That game is a hell of a lot of fun.
I think
Okay, now I've never played this one, but King Nothing from the Metroid Metal forums cannot stop talking about how amazing it is, and I will probably get it on Switch as a result of that. But Has Been Heroes is completely tickling his fancy, and it's only $10 on this sale.
I really enjoyed that game. I know it's been hit or miss with a lot of people. It seems the people who just don't get it hate the game, but if it clicks for you, it's so much fun.
I might pick up
and
Manual
It
Samuel
definitely
as well.
clicked for him.
I think Deformers at $15. I think that should have been its price to begin with.
It should have at least 20. It's 30 is just a far reach.
I think for $15, it's worth picking up.
I'm worried at this point about picking it up just because I don't think there's going to be that many other people with the other games on sale that are going to bother picking that up. I think the game's already pretty dead
No,
as far as online goes.
possible. We just talked about Game of Thrones, the complete season, being part
There
of
it is.
PlayStation Plus. If you don't have PlayStation Plus, it's only $6 in the sale.
Yeah, I bought that a couple of months ago.
Here's a really, really easy recommendation if you don't already own it. The Handsome Collection for $19.80.
Good year.
Yeah, that game, those Borderlands games are some of the
Dude,
best games ever.
And the way that they remade them and the way that they look on that system, like, ooh, they run so fucking well.
I don't think they look all that much better. I
Dude,
just recently went through the 360 version of Borderlands 2, and it was like, it looks very similar. It's just
If you're
it's
like
one smoother.
I run it on 144 hertz monitor. Like, you can really, really tell the difference between the older versions and the current
I
ones.
think it's smoother, but it's not nicer. Riptide GP Renegade, which is a game that we
Fuck,
we
yeah.
put in like the Hall of Fame, is 50% off.
Damn.
So-
We talked about Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. There's a bunch of Lego games on sale. Lego Batman 3 is only $8. Lego Marvel Superheroes is $5. Lego Marvel Avengers is $10. And funny enough, it trades into GameStop for $10. So I might just swap it.
Yeah, swap to digital.
Yeah, because I'll get 10% extra. And if I trade in a bunch of other stuff, GameStop is doing like, if you trade in 6 or more games, 70% extra trade-in.
Whoa!
Damn, I should really see. The problem is I don't have any games I want to trade in, and I hate trading in games because I like keeping that collection.
Dude,
But
all
it's not a-
all the games that I have right now, I would probably get 50 cents. Like
That's
all right,
true. There's a
Probably.
lot of games.
I've
that you
got-
don't get in.
I've got Rock Band. This is the only stuff that I own on disc anymore. Okay, I have Rock Band 4.
You'd get more than 50 cents for that.
I have Halo 5 Guardians.
You'd also get more than 50 cents for that.
63.
Dead Rising 4.
You would get much more than. What are you talking about? 50 cents, my ass. Look at
It's
the GameStop website.
It's
You can
GameStop.
see the worth on the GameStop website. You don't have to go into the store to figure it out anymore.
Oh, they integrated the app with the website now.
Dead Rising 4
Yeah,
gets
you have
$10.
Exactly. You're not getting 50 cents. I mean, that's still not great, but you're not getting 50 cents for it.
I didn't even finish that game yet.
Rock Band 4 does not trade in.
Not surprised.
Probably because you have to have the.
No, they
The-
just don't take it anymore.
Well, I mean, you probably have to have the equipment to
No,
play
they-
it, so they just don't.
Well,
I get what you're talking. God, would you let me finish?
Halo,
Fuck.
Halo 5 gets $6.
I also have actually Mortal Kombat XL would get me the most probably.
But you can't trade in Rock Band 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so then
I think the-
Halo 5, Dead Rising, Mortal Kombat, Ghosts, which would get me like $1.
Yeah.
And
Ghost.
my disc version of Rare Replay, which I feel like an idiot for now,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I.
because they basically like they rained those down. I got a digital copy of it for watching the
Yeah,
Mixer,
E3 stuff.
yeah.
I've had it since it came out digitally. I think the main thing I'm gonna focus on buying though is just the third season of Walking Dead, because I fucking just finished season 2 recently and I loved that.
Yeah,
And so now I
there's a
wanna
lot of
continue.
Telltale stuff on sale. Guardians of the Galaxy is only $13. This isn't Telltale, but it's similar. Life is Strange is only $5.
Oh, I didn't see that. I might have to pick that up too. I didn't
Yeah.
notice something.
There's so
I might-
much good shit on sale.
I might end up trading in my Mortal Kombat towards my Switch.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 is at the price it should have been at launch at 40.
Oh, Geometry Wars 3 for $5.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition for 10. That's not bad.
Fuck yeah. Ori is so good. I like
That's
it.
been on sale a lot
I'm gonna make the
recently.
obvious choice, and I'll for myself, and also say Killer Instinct Definitive Edition for
Shocking.
24.
Shocking.
Yep.
Resident
It's
Evil
only
4.
$24.
Resident Evil 4 for $10.
There's an odd thing that's happened again. Oxenfree on on console on Xbox One is $10, and on the Windows 10 store it's $5. Again, that's happened. That's twice that's happened.
I don't know.
Even though they're the same achievement list. So it's like, just buy it on Windows 10. Like, why would you ever buy it on Xbox One when it costs $5 more in a sale? That just makes no sense.
Song of the Deep at $5, I think, is worth grabbing. Terraria is only $4. Damn.
Super hot.
Super hot.
Well,
Yeah, Super Hot I'm
50.
debating about, but I just got it on
Su-
Steam recently.
Super hot.
Super hot.
I'm waiting until I get myself a Vive. When I get myself a Vive, then I'll get the VR version, and then then I'll play the true version of that game.
Disney Afternoon Collection's $14. All the Jackbox games are on sale, so if you have friends or if you stream, that's worth picking up.
Oh, and I don't know why I overlooked this, but this was the entire reason why I bought my Xbox One. But Sunset Overdrive, the normal version is $9.90. The deluxe edition, which I would highly recommend, is $16.50.
Yeah, if you don't have it you should buy it with the DLC, but if you have the Game Pass, just play the regular game, because it's in
True.
there.
Man, Game Pass is so worthwhile.
Dude,
It really is.
there you go. If Sunset Overdrive is in the Game Pass, that is worth paying for the Game Pass alone.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
although you'll have to buy the DLC, so at this point it's worth the $16.50 is probably a little bit of a better deal. But still, it's
Yeah.
really worth it. Nothing on the Xbox 360 side of things that really grabs me, because it's just like most of them I already own.
Oh, did the 360 sales pop up?
Yeah, like
Is there a list? Can I see a list for those?
yeah, here. I used.
Oh wait, it's in the same post. I
Oh,
got it.
Ooh, beautiful Katamari's only $5. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh shit. That's a good one.
I hope they make that backward compatible soon.
Damn.
I wish they would fucking make Borderlands a pre-sequel backwards compatible. Need to finish the 360 version.
I'm looking at the list of games on sale. There are 4 of them that are not backward compatible. Spec Ops: The Line, Beautiful Katamari, and the 2 Crackdowns.
No, there's more
Which-
than that.
Why?
There's a lot more than that.
For
The hell are you
360?
Yeah. Okay, you guys. The Reddit post doesn't have everything then. Here.
Oh,
I'll put-
I'm looking at the Reddit post, and it's only
There.
everything else is.
Their true achievements link. No, there's a lot like Contra, or not the original Contra. That is Dragon's Dogma isn't, and that's on sale.
Oh,
The original,
like some
the Dead
Assassin's
Rising
Creed.
series.
Yeah.
There's a lot that Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls Ultimate Edition.
That's interesting.
Speaking of Diablo, Chris,
Well-
anything you want to talk about this week?
For once, there's Diablo news. Jeez, you wonder why I'm on the show.
That explains
No,
a lot.
I'm kidding. I'm not going to go that much into it because there's really not a ton to talk about. I mean, like, here's the bottom line about it. If you really, really love Diablo, you're going to get excited that there's another class, just like I did, and you're going to play it, and you're going to enjoy it because it's another class for Diablo. If you're not really, really into Diablo and you don't have that insane nostalgia factor of specifically playing a Necro on Diablo 2 and losing your fucking life for that, you won't be as nostalgic towards it as someone like I will be. So, I mean, it's very, very subjective. I think everybody that really, really enjoyed the Diablo 2 version is very happy with the Diablo 3 version. It's my favorite character to play on the game now, because Necro was my favorite in Diablo 2. I have not gotten to put that much time into it yet. Mine's only like a level
What?
25. Dude, I haven't been able to play. I've been playing shows. Like I had work. I had to run around today. Like the only gaming that I did so far today was those 2 Rock Band songs that I did before the call.
Chris, you're
So-
scaring me.
I know. It's hey man, I've been really, really busy. But
Hey man, you're an all-star.
yep, I've been doing that
Well
basically.
done.
But yeah, the skill sets. I like all the really, really important things to me were there. Like Corpse Explosion is there. It's there at a lower level, so you can get into it very, very easily, and it is extremely satisfying, just like the original one was. A lot of the bone stuff is there. Obviously, you can be like a zoomancer and summon a bunch of like pets and stuff. But what makes it different from the Witch Doctor is that they're more active. So like when you summon the Skeletal Mages, they only last for like 5 or 6 seconds. So you're casting them as you need them. Same thing with like some of the other summons, like they're specific for just like certain periods of time, whereas like the ones like your regular skeleton army, like when you like as a passive, it will constantly summon up to a certain amount of skeletons that you can have up to. When you activate it, you're telling them to go to a certain area. So like you don't have to worry about like the dumb AI of them just going off and attacking fucking whatever the hell they're doing. Like, because a lot of the times when you have a ton of AIs trying to like attack stuff on the screen, it gets a little chaotic and they don't always attack what you want them to. So this kind of alleviates that, and it's kind of why I'm enjoying this version more than the Diablo 2 version. Just because like it's refined. Like everybody was kind of nervous about them releasing this character pack because like Diablo's in some people's eyes considered a dead game, but it still sells really, really well. And obviously it's a Blizzard IP, so they want to support it. But I think it's absolutely worth it if you're a fan of the series.
It seems more like a review.
Well, Joe said he wanted my opinion on it, so that's my opinion on it.
Are you happy it's here?
Yeah, because any time that they're going to add content onto that game, I'm going to support it because I want them to do more Diablo stuff. So,
this means that we're going to have to play on Xbox soon, right?
Which means I have to buy it again.
You do, how do you not have it on Xbox?
Because he bought it on Steam.
Because I bought it on PC.
So?
It's PC Master Race.
Don't you already have it on both?
I have the game on both, but then I don't have the DLC.
You may as well buy the Diablo III Eternal Collection while it's on sale.
I don't need
with the DLC, I think.
He only needs the $15 DLC.
Only need the DLC.
Oh, well, you said you got to rebuy the game.
No, he just said he has to.
No, I have to rebuy the pack.
Oh, I thought you said okay. That makes sense. Yeah, it does. It does have achievements though. They added.
It adds achievements. So if you're into
although one's unobtainable.
Really, one's unobtainable?
Yep.
Which one?
Use bone armor to rip the bones from the skeleton king. Like that.
Interesting.
How is that not obtainable?
It's just glitched. Like the achievement just doesn't.
They'll fix it.
Hopefully.
For something like new DLC, they'll fix it. And it's Blizzard.
Yeah.
Like
Blizzard aren't assholes about it.
Yeah.
They'll fix it. If it was the Activision side of things, I might worry, but the Blizzard side gets shit done.
Yeah. They'll take care of it. But yeah, it's good. I mean, you get other stuff too. You get like, for me, my favorite thing about this pack, you're gonna laugh your ass off, was the fact that I got 2 extra stash tabs and 2 more character slots. I was all about it. I'm like, you know what? Thank you, because that means if you didn't get 1 character slot, I could have my regular version and my hardcore version. Yep. Which I'm really excited to do a hardcore playthrough. Very, very excited, because that was all I played on.
I'm not surprised.
I played hardcore Necro. Like,
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Yep. Dude, I'm pumped, man. I'm just like, I'm really excited to play through. And obviously, like, so I'm going into the campaign, and I'm playing through the campaign so I could see, like, the cutscenes and stuff.
Wow,
and then I'll go through.
You're actually going to watch them?
Now Norg is joining me in the quiet corner.
No, I'm taking it all in. I played so much Diablo 3 when it came out, and then I just kind of stepped away from it because I ran out of time to play. But I've been hearing about all of the stuff that they've been doing, and I so want to play it again.
There's a lot. Like, they added a ton. Like, there's some other free content that they added to the game along with the Necro Pack that's, like, they just patched it in. But there's these things called, like, challenge rifts, so that you don't even have to, like, it's specifically a random run that somebody, a greater rift run that somebody did, and you essentially, like, take their form and get the exact same generated rift, and you try and beat their time.
That's
and there's
amazing.
like leaderboards for it. Dude, it's fucking I'm so pumped for that, because it is the closest thing that you will ever get to true competitive Diablo.
Oh,
because
totally.
all of the variables are taken away. It comes down to gameplay. Did
you ever go back and try to play the Diablo 1 that was put into Diablo 3?
I did. The border that's on all of my characters is the one that you can only obtain through that event, and you had to go through and run through it like a bunch of times and kill all of the named elites that could potentially spawn. Like, I had to run through the event probably like 7 or 8 times before I found them all. And that was the only way that you could unlock it. So that's the one that I rock all the time.
Was it as good as everyone said it was?
All right. If you enjoyed the original games, yeah, man, I enjoyed it. Like, it was.
Oh, I did.
It was a cool throwback. Like, for the fans, it was just. Even for the people that didn't really get it, like, it was just something different. Like, I liked that. They were being a little bit more creative with what they can do with the game, as opposed to just like, all right, here's a little bit of extra content. Like, here's a little bit of, like, they're just trickling in stuff that would normally get, put out as a DLC pack down the road. That's one thing that I really love about like their approach to that game. Like it's even right now, you buy that version that has all the DLC and everything with it. Like they constantly patched the game with stuff that end up you get so many more hours of gameplay out of it. Like, and it's just free. They're just giving you that stuff.
Oh, you're killing me.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
Balls.
Diablo will always be my favorite video game franchise of all time. Period. Like it's just,
Borderlands is better.
Chris,
I do love Borderlands. Borderlands is like it's on my top 5, like 100%.
Borderlands is my number one.
The only pop figure that I own is a Claptrap.
I'd rather have a Handsome Jack.
You don't have any of the Diablo pops?
No,
I have Porn Stash.
No,
I don't. I have a mini, like the what is it, the Blizzard versions of the tiny little. They're like miniature pop figures, but they're like
the Funko Pops.
They're tiny, like they're almost like keychain size, but slightly bigger.
Oh, the pop mini things.
Yeah, I have a Tyrael one.
Nice.
Dude, I bought one. They're the mystery boxes.
Yeah.
I bought one. It was for Heroes of the Storm. I bought one, and I'm like, I swear to God, if I don't get a Diablo character, I'm going to be pissed. And then I opened Tyrael. I was like, yes.
One and done.
I'm like, all right, I'm out. Like, I'm not trying to get any of the other ones. Because it was like, you could get the Witch Doctor, Diablo, and I think Tyrael. Oh, and the Butcher. Those were the only ones that were in the series that were Diablo related.
I've missed your Diablo rants. Your tangents.
Dude, like I don't even care anymore. I'll take the heat because it's just I love that game and I wish more people played it. So.
I missed them. You're never on here, so I missed your Diablo tangents.
Can't help it.
So
I have no idea how tempting it is to just load it up right now, man. Oh.
Dude, I play it all the time. All the time.
So, anybody have any other news to talk about this week, or did we?
I mean, I wanted to give a small shout out to a friend of ours.
Go for it.
Twitch hooked up Shiz with a fucking sub button.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
he has that shit now. I was subscribed to him yesterday. I was like, "Fuck yeah, bro! Good job. You finally made it pretty big, actually."
That's cool, man.
Big streamer Brown Man hosts him twice now.
Wow.
I mean, that's big news. Shiz is actually making his way there, so congrats,
that's
buddy.
He's all
Not
grown
that you're gonna
up.
watch this anyway, but still.
And he's still
GG.
a scrub.
He is. He's still always going to be bad at video games. Doesn't matter how many people watch it.
Only other news I have is SML got our first copyright strike on YouTube.
Oh, because that cunt.
No way. Wait.
What?
No.
What happened?
Let's watch what we say about this, because
yeah.
If anyone out there is not familiar with Alex Maurer, she's a chiptune artist who's done video game work, and she did music for Imago Softworks that was to be a part of their game Star Mazer DSP.
Okay.
You may remember episode,
Yeah.
I think 224, Don Thacker and Kaz from Imagos came on and talked with us.
Which was a fucking awesome episode.
And we ended the show with some of the songs from the game, as well as two from Chris. And Alex Maurer kind of snapped. I don't know what the fuck the whole behind the scenes issue is, but she has been issuing DMCA takedowns on anything that has that music in it, whether it's from Star Mazer or from any other game that she's worked on, despite the fact that she does not own that music. Like, there's signed contracts and everything that Imago Softworks owns that music. Yes.
Huh.
And she has been filing false, like, it's not hers to issue a takedown on.
And the worst part is
she's going to be in a heap of trouble over this.
She's already getting a lot of internet hate because she's done that to like 90 over 90 channels.
And that's why I'm saying I want to be careful with what we say. Like, I know you dropped the cunt bomb, which most of the time I don't care, but in this instance, I don't want to disparage her and give her more fuel to go after
Right.
other people, because people have been telling her to like kill herself and that she's a disgusting person. People are dropping transphobic slurs because she underwent or is undergoing, I don't know the current status, but she's transitioning to female or has already. Again, I don't know how
That's
far
a little
along
far,
or whatever.
I mean,
Still.
that's
But-
not cool to anybody that's transphobic to use those words. But
People have been saying outright horrible things to her, and most of it is unwarranted. I mean, there's clearly issues behind what's going on. I don't know
Yeah.
if this is like a cry for help. She was making death threats to the one person who's been reporting on this on YouTube, who I actually that's where I found out that one of our videos was targeted as a takedown, and at the time I saw it, it didn't happen yet, but it just happened in the past few days. A shout out to Count Azen and Carnage for kind of giving me the heads up on all of this.
Wow.
But yeah, we got our first strike. I filed a counter notice, and hopefully it's going to be taken care of. I know that Don Thacker is being represented by a pretty hardcore video game attorney who is dead set on taking care of this issue.
well, hopefully
Yeah, and-
it gets righted. But the issue is with smaller channels like ours.
Yeah.
Is that it's much harder for us to do anything about it than a channel that has a lot of views. So it's kind of nice to get that signal boost from all of the big people.
Yeah, I think
Right, and
Total
here's the
Biscuit
thing
and
at this
Jim
point,
Sterling
yes.
have been getting the word out about this and trying to help smaller channels like ours. I haven't heard back from Total Biscuit yet, but I did send in an email as requested on his one video. I don't know if they're just passing our information on to YouTube to be like, hey, keep an eye out on this one, because they're pretty much saying everyone who's had a claim filed, file a counterclaim. There's so many that the bigger streamers are trying to get YouTube to like really look into this and notice that, hey, these claims are bullshit. She doesn't own the music. There's no valid claim here. And it's just straight up perjury at this point. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
this shit
And
could
that's
come
the
around
thing
in-
that's going to get her in serious trouble. And in spite of the fact that, in good faith, the devs have tried really hard to accommodate her as much as possible, none of us could possibly know the rationale behind why she has declined all of their offers. But as a result of the fact that she has declined virtually every offer that they have given her, it's now going to become a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And she will probably be taken to court unless they can find some way to settle. And
I think she's too
there's
stubborn
nothing
to
good
settle,
about any of this.
which is
There's nothing good about any of this for anybody involved.
Yeah, it's
not
I'm not
good.
too worried on my end, because we've
No,
been around
no,
for
I
4.5 years.
No. I'm not worried about you. You're going to be fine.
Oh, I
because
know.
You've obviously got one strike, and even if it gets
One
to two,
ever
you're
in
going to be
4.5
among
years.
you're going to be among the many people who are going to be able to get this taken care of, because
Yeah.
YouTube is being made aware of it. I'm concerned about the game dev because their reputation is taking a major hit because of this, even though if you do enough homework, which is not something people on the internet are fond of doing.
Of course not.
If you do your homework, you'll find out that they really have tried to accommodate her. So this is bad for them. This
From
is
the
bad
comments-
for her because she is, for whatever reason it is, and there's a ton of speculation, and it's all speculation, she is burning every conceivable bridge.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's going
this
to be
could
hard
just-
for her to get a job again.
It's going to be miserable for her. And I feel terrible for the devs. I feel terrible for her. And I
From
feel
the comments I read a lot though, online, it was mostly people that were like, "Now I'm gonna buy this game just to support the devs as soon as it's back on
Yeah.
Steam, to try to help them out." And they met their goal within a day on the
they're-
lawyer
for the
fees.
lawyer.
So people are really backing the devs more than anything.
right. But now they're raising funds in order to try to actually take care of all of the legal fees that are going to be involved in getting this into court.
They've
And it's a
already
miserable
passed that.
situation. Oh, they
Yeah,
have? Okay,
they-
good.
Yeah,
they started with a $10,000 goal, and in a day they broke 11,000. I'm looking at the GoFundMe now. I'm actually going to include a link to the GoFundMe in the description because Don has been awesome to our show, and he deserves all the support possible. And hopefully when all this is said and done, he'll come back and chat with us again. But I noticed that they actually bumped the goal up to 15,000, probably to just keep the GoFundMe rolling. And I don't know if they're like setting different, I guess, stretch goals, would you call it?
I mean, that's
not entirely sure how that would work, but
we'll go even harder in the court.
Yeah, but I know they said that, I'm trying to scroll down here. I expect the total cost of the case to be between $10,000 and $25,000, depending on how complex the matters are. Any funds left over after the matter is complete will be donated to Child's Play. So
There you go.
Even if you're concerned that they might raise more money than they need, it's all the rest is going to charity. So if you have extra to help out Dawn, to help Imago Softworks, to help anyone else who's been affected by this troubled person, I don't know how else to put it, help, because this is just nuts. And I never thought that we would be caught up in something like, I guess it's kind of, this is our first controversy. Ooh.
Yeah, I guess technically
it's controversial as it gets for a channel this small.
You know what though? I will say this. This is kind of an opportunity for the 6 people who might be listening to this.
Ooh, you're aiming high.
I'm right. If you're a composer or an art content creator and you are getting into an arrangement where you are working for hire, it is in your greatest interest to have a lawyer of your own, be it an entertainment or contract lawyer, review the contract and advocate on your behalf. You absolutely must do this. It's not terribly expensive, especially in the context of the fact that you could stand to make a significant amount of money on a project. But you want to make sure that your rights are protected and that you are bulletproof if it ever does come to a contract dispute. And if it does come to a contract dispute, generally speaking, the best way to handle that is through the court system and not through taking advantage and abusing laws that can label you as perjurous and get you into major legal hot water.
Yeah.
I don't think that there is any rational thought going on at this point. It's just frantically grabbing at straws, trying to do anything. And it's going to get much, much uglier. And I feel as bad as I feel for Alex, it's a bridge that she's burning on her own, and it's a grave that she's digging. And there are a lot of people out there who really want to help her and want her to end well in this. Even some of her critics are saying, if you know her in person, would you please check on her and make sure she's okay, because we are scared for her well-being.
Yeah, there's a lot of people trying to somewhat comparing this to people who do like suicide by cop.
Right.
This is like just public suicide, that she's just digging the hole deeper and deeper. And we don't want to end. We don't want this scenario to end horribly. There's some terrible people out there saying terrible things on both sides, but this shit's not worth someone dying over.
No.
It's fucking video games, people.
Yeah.
Music and video games.
Yeah.
Let's make some music.
Speaking of music and video games, let's lighten things up with a giveaway. How's that?
Yeah.
Hey now.
Because we have 3 copies of the game Air Guitar Warrior Gamepad Edition, not the Kinect version. So sorry, George. But we have 3 copies of Air Guitar Warrior
was good too.
Gamepad Edition to give away, and we have 6 emails. And there's a long-awaited return in one of these emails. But we're going to start off with Lyndon Lucage. We asked you on Twitter to tell us about the best song to air guitar to.
Okay.
First one is from Lyndon Lucage, who says, this is going to be old school, but School's Out for Summer by Alice Cooper. What's better than celebrating summer than to air guitar to this gem?
Okay. That's a good pick. One. That's a solid pick.
Why do that when you can Guitar Warrior to School's Out for Summer?
Next email is from some familiar guy in the chat called BX Latino Heat, who says, good evening to my SML podcast family. I was truly fascinated by the fantastic soundtrack made by air guitar legends Mika Taiska, God, I'm terrible at their names, Mr. Fastfingers and Sampa Cirula, or Cirala. God damn it.
Just commit. Just commit and keep going.
I should.
Fail blog.
I couldn't focus on one particular song because I felt the whole entire 19 custom-made songs made for this game were truly fascinating and unique. Not only hearing the different sounds made by these two legends, but looking at the gameplay just blew my mind, making me want to be a rock star, even if it meant portraying myself as one in the game, just shooting away my foes and being a true warrior. I actually am. Thanks so much for the opportunity. Thanks to the entire SML podcast. Thanks for the email, Latino. You need to
missed the point a little
punctuation.
I think you missed the point of your favorite song, the guitar, air guitar too, as well.
There was one period in that entire thing, and it was at the very end.
Yeah, but it was a really nice email.
I'm not sure what to put. Enjoyed the game soundtrack.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess.
A vote for all.
There you go. Next email is from John Harvey, who says, I'd like to win Air Guitar Warrior Gamepad Edition on Xbox One. My favorite song to air guitar along to are probably stuff I discovered in my teens. Tunes like Paradise City by Guns N' Roses, Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden, and of course, one of the best air guitar tunes ever, Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Having said that, my subconscious keeps muttering, George Formby, George Formby. And then the idea of Rock Band or Guitar Hero having When I'm Cleaning Windows DLC popped into my mind. Not so much air guitar as air banjoel, but still, the thought amused me. Loving the show, guys. Thanks for the chance, and good luck to everyone who enters.
See, now those were that was like 3 heavy hitters, like back to back.
Who's George Formby? Am I missing something?
I don't know.
I'm not familiar, I have to say. But I'm obviously familiar with the previous 3.
Yeah.
And you're kind of slightly dating yourself by saying, in my teen years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that with Joe.
But hey, that's cool. We have a wide range of audience members.
Joe was in his 40s when those songs came out, so
I was gonna say I don't even think I was in my teens when Paradise City came out.
I didn't exist.
Anyway.
You just shut up.
Literally didn't
Babies
exist.
everywhere.
George, as young as you think Chris is, you don't want to know how young CJ is.
Yeah.
What is CJ 12 or something?
You know, I hear that a lot on the show.
That's been the running gag. Go ahead, CJ. How old are you?
I'm 18. I'm turning 19.
He's legal.
Almost.
He's legal.
Hurts my
I'm
soul.
still gonna be more than twice your age. That's crazy.
Anyway, next email's from Daniel N., who says, my favorite song to air guitar to is Dragon Forces Through the Fire and the Flames. Best metal song to rock out with your air guitar and bob your head up and down until you get dizzy and puke out your lunch.
No.
So, I mean, I'm going to say just because it's a metal song, I'm obviously partial to it, but like, yeah, and it's power metal, so I guess it's the most active of
What song was it? I blanked
Through the
out.
Fire and Flames.
Dragon Force.
By who?
Dragon Force.
Dragon Force.
No, but I mean, like, who
Daniel N.
wrote that? Okay, cool. I totally blanked out and did not write his thing down at all.
Well, we got 2 more emails. Next one is Leon Claymore, who says, he actually entered both our contests in one email. So he says, for air guitar, Welcome to the Jungle was my jam as a kid, but I actually held my brother's real guitar to fake play, so not exactly an air guitar.
But, I mean, it's not like you were attempting to play it on the guitar, so it's like the same thing.
Still counts. Final email. Chris is from Shits McGee.
Yes!
Oh my god!
Yes! I picked the right day.
I was so excited when I saw this email pop up.
Yes! I'm so pumped right now.
So here we go. Guess who, motherfuckers? Hope you bitches didn't forget about me. Best song to air guitar to? The obvious answer is Green Day's Good Riddance. Absolutely brutal song. Slipknot and Slayer ain't got shit on hoping you have the time of your life. Okay, real answer is Baba O'Reilly. You can't fuck with that guitar. Bonus points if you get the Blue Man Group to do percussion or suck you off or some shit. And it just ends with blow me tit shits.
Wow.
Question, does he actually want this game?
I want to give him all of them. Just give him all of them. Let him distribute them. Let him figure it out.
I believe the last time
he's my favorite. He's my favorite.
It's been a long time since we've heard from Tit Shits McGee, but
so excited.
Oh my lord.
That made my night. That just made my night.
So
well, I guess we know who won one copy.
So let us go back through and sum these up. Lyndon says Alice Cooper School's Out. Latino Heat just enjoyed the whole game soundtrack. John Harvey mentioned Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, and AC/DC. Daniel N. said Dragon Force Through the Fire and the Flames. Leon said Welcome to the Jungle. And Tit Shits McGee said Baba O'Reilly.
Oh, he said Good Riddance by Green Day.
No, he said his real answer was Baba O'Reilly.
Yeah, I didn't write that down. I thought there's Good Riddance was better. This is a joke.
And bonus points if you get the Blue Man Group to do percussion or suck you off or some
suck
shit.
You off or something.
So,
yeah.
What do you guys think? We have 3 codes, 6 entries.
So Tit Shits won. I mean,
yeah,
obviously.
one to Tit Shits. That's an obvious pick for me.
Nobody's gonna disagree. Honestly, my favorite song out of the whole thing, I'd have to give to Leon. Because Welcome to the Jungle was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would have to pick one of. It's hard to pick between that one and the one that listed 3, because those are all heavy hitters. So it's like, I mean,
I was gonna say like John Harvey's my like 3rd pick, I think.
Norg, do you have any thoughts on things?
Man, emails number 1, number 3. Those 2 are fighting for 2nd place in this case.
Alice Cooper and
I liked those. Yeah, Alice Cooper's that was a good pick.
So it sounds like people are torn between Lyndon, John Harvey, and Leon.
Well, nobody's torn between John Harvey. All of us said his name. So I think he...
So then it comes down to Lyndon's Alice Cooper and Leon's Welcome to the Jungle.
Gears flip.
Are we doing the coaster flip?
Choice. That's it. I'm cool with that.
Are you guys good with the coaster flip?
Yeah, we could coaster flip.
Do the coaster flip.
Okay, so Gears of War coaster flip. It's been a while since we had to do a coaster flip, but heads is going to be for Alice Cooper. The blank side is going to be for Welcome to the Jungle, and we are going to flip. And it landed sideways. It is, I'm showing on camera, it is the blank side, so it is going to Leon with Welcome to the Jungle.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, Lyndon, you were close.
Congrats to John Harvey, to Leon, and to Tit Shits McGee. Welcome back, you crazy asshole.
Send more emails.
Oh my lord! And then we also.
I need to know who that is for real, though.
Me too. I've tried asking, and every time that I try prying for information, I get nothing. Like they won the Dead Rising competition, and we sent the codes, and then I asked for the address for the snow globe, and I never heard back.
Oh, that's right.
To my knowledge, the codes were used, but I don't fucking know.
Huh.
You should give them to me so I can test them and make sure.
Well, they're long gone.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
I'm thinking if they're, they wouldn't want to give an address and give away who they are. I have no idea.
It's probably somebody that's just fucking with you.
Maybe.
That would be great.
You should pay attention to your friends list and see who's playing the games as you give them away.
Oh,
right.
Fucking tit shits.
Do a little detective work there, Mr. Jokan.
Just the fact that it starts off with "Guess who, motherfuckers."
Dude, I love it. I love it. Like that.
Hope you bitches
good
didn't
attention
forget
to
about
every single
me.
one of them. Every single one of them.
Oh, man. Anyway, the other contest that we are doing is for the game Gore Script on Steam. And we asked you to send us an email and tell us about your favorite old school first-person shooter. We have a bunch of codes to give away, and only 2 people emailed us, so they're both getting a copy of the game.
Nice.
First up was Leon Claymore, who's actually, I guess he's getting double duty today with 2 wins. For Gore Script, I believe my favorite old school first-person shooter to be a new one, actually, since Bulletstorm stays true to a lot of the elements of old, but with a makeup of present, and also the game is funny as hell, hoping for a sequel. I agree. I fucking love Bulletstorm. And then Daniel N. writes in and says, my favorite old school first-person shooter is Doom. I remember playing this game when it first came out, and it was literally running around and peeking around corners because I was so damn scared of those OP monsters. I was even more terrified when my character was down to a dangerously low percentage of health, and I felt like I was bleeding from my forehead like the character does on screen in the corner of the HUD. So, Daniel and Leon, thank you both for your emails. You are both getting a copy of Gore Script on Steam.
I'm disappointed nobody emailed about Unreal Tournament.
Well, you should have emailed us about Unreal Tournament.
Why the fuck would I do that? I already have the game. I reviewed it.
I'm surprised nobody went as far back as Wolfenstein 3D.
Well, Doom's close.
Doom's close, but it's not. Doom's a little bit more polished.
Well,
and you don't get those awesome voices.
If anybody out there is listening and you're still interested in the game Gore Script, feel free to send us an email, the smlpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what your favorite old school first-person shooter is. And if you send it in time, we might still have some codes left over. So
Wizardry! I don't know what I'm talking about.
Clearly. So yeah, those are the giveaways.
Nice.
Well,
It's time for Kris to leave because we had to do reviews.
That's right.
I was just gonna say this is what, 2 hours?
It has
been an hour 42.
Yeah,
and 17.
I would like to try and get a little bit of gaming in before I gotta zonk out.
Fuck mopeds.
But speaking
of mopeds, our first game to talk about tonight is actually called MXGP3, the official motocross video game. So that is very close to mopeds.
But it's not, though.
Kris, are you staying for this or are you bouncing?
No, I'm going to take off, guys.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
Okay, bye then.
So yes,
thanks, bye.
MXGP3, the official motocross video game, developed and published by Milestone, released June 20th in the US on Xbox One and PS4 for $49.99, previously available on Steam and in Europe, because Milestone releases their games first over there. Experience all the adrenaline of motocross with the official championship's only video game. MXGP3 offers the most involving game experience ever with completely new gameplay and graphics thanks to Unreal Engine 4. Race on 18 official tracks with all riders and bikes from the 2016 MXGP and MX2 seasons, and be the first to experience the thrill of riding one of the 10 two-stroke bikes available. So this is, as you can imagine, it is motocross, dirt bike racing. They have a handful of modes that you can do in the game, whether it's online. They have career. You could go to single races. They have special events that you can do in the game. Clearly, the career is the important thing that you're going to do. You start off, you could design your biker to some degree. Like, they don't have any kind of like facial customization or anything like that. Basically, pick a number, pick your outfit, pick the bike you want to start off with, and just go through the races. Handling was kind of tricky when you start off. I was so used to playing like ride and street bike racing that trying to get used to the dirt terrain of MXGP, it took me a while to like settle in and get used to it. Unlike street racing, you don't have much grip when going around turns because dirt slides around. It's loose and gravel moves, and you know it takes a little bit to settle in.
I don't know about that. I don't think gravel moves. I think you're wrong.
You never know.
Yeah, I thought gravel was stationary.
visually, the gravel is stationary in the game. That I thought the courses looked pretty good. They have the grooves that you would expect. My only gripe was like when you drive around the courses, none of it changes. Like, you're not going to see new tire tracks left behind. You're not going to see skid marks or anything if someone wrecks. The courses don't really seem to change visually based on how you're riding, or, you know, you're not carving new tracks or anything like that, which I was kind of let down, but I don't know how involved that is to program. Like, I'm sure.
Which system was this one on?
Xbox One.
See, that's just lazy. On an Xbox One, you would think that they're going to start including that level of detail.
See, like, even in the Forza Horizon, like, when you're driving on a beach, you'll see tracks left behind. They'll eventually fade away, but at least while you're there in the moment, you'll see those tracks left behind in the dirt. So I was kind of hoping you would see something there.
Wasn't it on PlayStation on one of the Final Fantasies where you walk in snow and you can still see footprints for a while? If you're going back that many years and you're leaving tracks, I mean, come on.
True.
That's my criticism right there.
The game itself I thought was a lot of fun. Again, my biggest gripe was just trying to get used to the controls right off the bat. I also wish upgrading the bike was more streamlined. I know in Forza, when you're doing the upgrades, you could do like an auto upgrade to just equip all the best shit that I can. Let me pay for it now, and then you're done. In MXGP3, you have to go individually through each item. You have to pick a manufacturer. You have to go through and see what's there, pick what you want. Even the customization there, like, there's lots of options, but it doesn't seem like there's many differences between them. Like, there's the standard that you have, there's a small upgrade, a medium upgrade, and the best upgrade, but spread across like 40 different parts. So a dozen are going to be the same, another dozen are going to be the medium, and another dozen are going to be the best. But it just doesn't seem like, once you buy the most powerful item there, it doesn't seem like there's much reason to keep customizing. Like, it has the illusion of being deep, but it just didn't feel that deep in the long run, if that makes sense.
Total sense. I got your back here, man.
Good, because CJ ain't saying shit.
Deep.
Other gripe I had was load times in the game could be rough. There were times
that
where
seems to be something that's happening as of a lot lately, where it seems like every other game we complain about how long it takes to load anywhere.
It felt extra long in these, and especially like if you finish a race or you need to restart the race, like, it just starts over from the beginning, and it has to completely reload everything. Was
it Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 bad?
I don't think so. I don't think anything could be that bad.
Okay.
I mean,
was it Daikatana bad?
I never played Daikatana.
Oh, snap.
John Romero did not make me his bitch. But overall, even with the gripes I'm having, I'm having a blast with MXGP. It's really enjoyable. The customizable difficulties, even if you're fairly new to the genre, you're still trying to get a handle on the driving on dirt terrain. You could mess with the assists and the AI difficulty so that you're not constantly being left behind. It felt like the first race was kind of like run against the standard settings of the computer, and then it auto adjusts based on how well you placed. So
maybe you should do really awful, and then from there, it'll be easier.
After that race, you're able to fine tune it how you want. It's just the game kind of like, because I didn't even know you can mess with the settings. I thought it was like an adaptive difficulty or something, because the difficulty and the assists and everything were only in the one menu in the career. Like, before you were about to start an event, you were able to adjust it, but it wasn't in the main options menu on the main menu. God, I'm bad with words today.
How many mains are there?
I'm bad with words today.
Main.
Oh man, it's been a long day.
It has been. The fact
Lion's
that
mane.
that game
Pretty much. And then something else I thought was really cool was I thought the rumble, like they use the haptic triggers in the controller really well. So every time you go over the grooves in the dirt, while they don't change, you still feel them. So I thought that was pretty immersive. Overall, for the $50, I got to give it a try. It's a really enjoyable game. It will take a bit to settle into with the controls. There's plenty of content there. It does seem like they're going to be supporting it with DLC afterwards. I know they already released a new event that you can download for $3. If you feel like it, they also have like a credits multiplier that triples your winnings after every race for $3. That's totally up to you if you want to. It does make it quicker to upgrade your bikes and everything, but clearly not necessary to play the game. But
for only $3, it might be a good investment, though.
I grabbed it. The $3 credit
figures.
The $3 credit multiplier earns a fuck it. Why not?
What about the $3 extra track?
I don't know because I didn't grab it yet. I just saw it today, and I didn't get to grab it and try it out yet. But the game itself, I got to give it a recommended try. I thought it was a lot of fun. In terms of bike games, I still think Ride 2 is the better game. But when it comes to motocross, if you compare this to like MX versus ATV, I think this one is definitely the better of the two.
Doom.
Good stuff. Next game to talk about is called Oceanhorn, Monster of the Uncharted Seas, developed by Cornfox Bros, published by FDG Entertainment. It released June 22nd on the Nintendo Switch for $14.99. Previously available on like fucking everything already. This is, I believe, the third time we're covering it on this show. I know we covered the Xbox version, and then we had Chris Taylor and his girlfriend covering the Vita version, and now we have our good friend George here covering the Switch version.
Hi there.
What'd you think of Ocean? Oh, I forgot to give the synopsis. You wake up and find a letter from your father. He is gone. The only lead in his old notebook and a mysterious necklace. What happened? Oceanhorn, Monster of Uncharted Seas combines captivating storytelling, breathtaking 3D visuals, and exciting gameplay into one epic action-adventure experience. Use all of your wits and skill to unravel the mysteries of the ancient kingdom of Arcadia and the sea monster, Oceanhorn. George, what'd you think of Oceanhorn?
All right, so the first time I actually played this game was a while ago when it came out for iOS. And I don't think I even got through the first couple of screens because the controls were just terrible. So opportunity comes up, play it on Switch. All right, I'll give it a shot again because I really want to hear the music. Music is good. It wasn't it wasn't high society or anything, but the music was good and it fit a lot of the levels. I thought it was really cool when the game started up and I see a couple of Finnish names and I'm wondering, all right, here's the Finland demo scene making a game. And then you jump in with some Japanese composition names. All right, cool. We're doing okay. The controls took a while to get used to. And I don't know if that's because it just did not handle well. I'll say it right out of the gate. This is a game that I am enjoying, but I had to try really hard to enjoy it. The controls were really difficult to get kind of a handle on, especially with the fact that the perspective was fixed. I saw that if you use the right control stick, it'll let you change the view to some extent. So I thought, okay, that's cool. And I started using that stick, and it moves it like a half of an inch in whatever direction. So yay, that'll help you find like 3 hidden chests so far. Full disclosure, I have only gotten about as far as getting the coral sword out of the head of a dead creature, and now I am on a hunt to find a bird-shaped weather device for the hermit, and I can't find it anywhere. And it's really pissing me off because I want to find the damn thing and find out what happens next. So yeah, the controls took a long time to get used to, but I've gotten used to them since then. My 7-year-old could write better dialogue than is in this game. And I'm guessing it has to be on purpose because it is straight up terrible. Almost every major creature ends with the word Roth. And I don't know if that has anything to do with like Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, or somebody has something super against David Lee Roth, but there are too many Roths in this game, and it's super confusing. Some of the puzzles were really challenging, and I dug that. That was really cool. The vast majority of the puzzles, and I'm not joking about this, my 7-year-old was able to solve them before I was, just because she plays on iPads at school. So I thought that was kind of cool. The really super challenging ones she never would have figured out. So you've got a huge gap between the one types of puzzle and the other type of puzzle. It was kind of cool, but I preferred more challenging stuff. The stamina bar in that game can kiss my entire ass. I am a young person in this game who is carrying a couple of things and a sword and a shield. I should be able to run for more than 6 paces before getting completely winded. I am young and hyper. I am somebody's kid, and I am motivated. I'm not Ronald Reagan. So that was really irritating that the stamina bar had no stamina of its own. Beyond that, and the fact that I am just savaging this game, I think, I'm kind of enjoying it. It's a different pace than a lot of the games that are coming out from the AAA developers. There's no question about that. It was obviously developed by either a couple or a few guys who wanted to make a game, and they made their game, and it's okay. It's priced, I think, appropriately for the experience. Could it have used a little more polish? Sure. Could the controls have been a little bit easier to manipulate? Probably. But for the price and the fact that it's not entirely not fun, I probably would say I will finish this game because now I'm as far into it as I am. It just took me a really long time to want to continue playing it. And I'm not entirely sure why. And I think it was just a combination of all of those things. But despite all that, I'm still finding myself wanting to finish the game.
Nice. Yeah, I
honestly,
I've
heard a lot better things from other people than you.
Yeah, you sound like CJ covering Runbow, where I really enjoyed Oceanhorn to the point that I reviewed it on the Xbox and I still bought the Switch version just because I've enjoyed it that much. I didn't think the writing was that bad, but I didn't really go into it.
Maybe he just has a really talented 7-year-old.
Well, he does have a very talented 7-year-old.
I mean, I do. I'm going to brag on my kid. There's no question about it. But I mean, just read the dialogue. It's underdeveloped, I would say, and maybe I just got too used to highly developed senses of dialogue and twists and everything. This is a very simple and very straightforward adventure game, and I think I kind of forgot that. Yeah, I think I forgot that as I was going along into it, and maybe a lot of the dialogue stuff wasn't entirely necessary, or they tried to make it more dramatic, and they succeeded really well when they made the hermit like super annoying, making you go fetch stuff. Like that's cool. When they tried to get really deep, and that aspect of it wasn't working, I don't think, and that was distracting, I would say. And I get it. You guys like super enjoyed this game, and I went into it.
I haven't actually played it.
Okay, so Joe really enjoyed this game, and I expected to go into it just being totally blown away, and I wasn't blown away. But I continued playing it because I really want to see how this all plays out. And again, despite the criticisms that I have of it, I think I genuinely did just kind of forget that it's an adventure game, and it plays like an adventure game, and where it excels is in just the exploration, the puzzle solving. I did enjoy going from island to island and having stuff to shoot at. That's a cool mechanic. Fishing is awesome. If you put fishing in a game, I'm going to love it. There's no question about it.
Oh, yeah, you should finish the ESO fishing quest then. That won't take you 400 hours.
There you go. But again, back to the fishing. The mechanics of it were bizarre, like actually trying to catch a fish, and it seemed like it was just random left and right, left and right, left and right, and leading you around. But then eventually it got to the point where on a moderately small fish, like I found that it took me 15 minutes to catch one after a point, and my kid's sitting next to me saying, "Daddy, can we go do something else? Can you let this fish go?" I'm like, "No, I will catch this fish." And then it's like 9 inches, and I'm like, "Why did I bother with this?" But yeah,
I know what you would enjoy.
Tell me what I would enjoy.
Duck Dynasty.
Oh Lord, are you for real?
It has fishing.
It does have fishing. If I want real good fishing, I'll go back and play Blue Marlin on NES, and everything will be fine. And I'll feel a bite on my rod, and everything will be great. Wow!
You can play Minecraft.
He said rod.
I'm thinking, I know the game has been ported to a bunch of different systems. I don't think they really messed with it too much between the different versions, because I'm going to assume most of their manpower at the studio has been towards working on the sequel. I know there is a sequel in development for Oceanhorn, yeah. And I'm thinking the ports were pretty much, let's get this game working, let's not change it too much and alter the experience between platforms, and put most of the efforts onto the sequel. I'm very, very excited to see the sequel and what kind of improvements they've made to the formula. But for $15, I think what's there was really solid.
I would agree with that. For $15, it's a solid game. It has its problems, but it's a good adventure game experience. So, I am excited about the sequel.
So it comes down to giving a verdict. Our review scale. I'm not sure if I explained our review scale to you.
You did not explain the review scale to me.
We have.
Ooh, he was about to give a number. That would have been bad.
We do buy it, try it, or deny it.
Absolutely try it.
Sounds good.
That seemed like where you were leaning throughout the review. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely try it, because it may not necessarily have been something that blew me out of the water, but I can tell it's something that a lot of people would really enjoy. So absolutely try it.
I agree.
You can also hear that a lot of people enjoyed it, so
yeah,
that really helps.
Yeah, obviously.
We actually do have a 4th rating, but none of our games today qualify for it.
That's true.
They have to be cheap enough where it would be kind of like riding the border between try it and buy it, but because it's so cheap, it's fuck it, why not?
Yeah, this one
which
obviously
doesn't
does
rhyme
qualify.
with the rest of the thing either. It's like try it, buy it, deny it, or fuck it, why not?
Buy, try, deny, or why not?
Why? Or just why?
Yeah, but then that would make it feel a lot more like a deny.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah, that's true too.
It's just we had so many games that were like, well, it's cheap enough, just fuck it, buy the game, that we figured we'll just add that as our 4th rating. Fuck it, why not?
It's 99 cents. What do you have to lose except less than $1? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I ain't not eating nothing cost 49 cents.
Anyway, next game to talk about is called Ancient Amuletor, developed by TiGames, published by Time of Virtual Reality. It released June 27th on PlayStation VR for $19.99. It is also planned for Oculus and Vive. Ancient Amuletor is an action tower defense game that throws you into the ancient world to battle magical creatures, monsters, and other legendary foes in single-player and cooperative multiplayer for up to 3 players. Visit age-old civilizations and immerse yourself in spectacular environments and thrilling fights against armies of mythological enemies. Swap at any time between mighty hero classes like the Archer, Gunner, Mage, and Puppeteer, each with their own specific set of controls and skills. As mentioned, this is basically a first-person action tower defense game where you will be set up in an arena with a handful of crystals that you need to protect. You'll see markings on the ground showing paths that monsters will take. You'll have to deal with a handful of waves of enemies, and then you win as long as they don't destroy all your shit. It starts off with only one level available at first. Once you beat that, it opens the second stage of that level. There's also a second completely new area that has 2 stages, and then there are a couple of coming soon sections that I don't know if that's planned as paid DLC or free updates or what's going on with that. But what's there is there's a lot of replayability. They have the areas, and there's 3 different difficulties that you could go through. There are 4 different heroes that you can pick from. At the beginning, there's only 3 unlocked, so you have to eventually unlock the Puppeteer. I have tried all 3 of the other classes. The Archer, I covered this in a demo a couple of weeks back, and the Archer was the character that was available in there. And I had a lot of issues with the PlayStation VR properly tracking me using a bow and arrow, where it felt like I had to put the move controller like inside my face to draw the bow back far enough and aim properly. It feels like the controls were smoothed over quite a bit. It was a lot easier to use the Archer this time. I still had minor issues aiming properly or pulling the arrow back and getting enough distance, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it was when I played the demo, so it seems like they put a lot of work into refining that and fixing that. They also have a mage where you use the one move controller to spawn an orb, and you use the other move controller to pick up the orb and throw it at enemies. So that is a pretty tough class to get used to. Just trying to properly aim and throw these orbs at enemies takes a lot of practice, and that was probably my least favorite class to play as. And then they have the Gunner, which you just dual wield fucking shotguns.
Noise.
Why not?
Each one has 4 bullets. You unload them, and then the guns, they pop forward and the shells pop out, and to reload you just whip them back into place. And then you start all over. Each character also has, after you kill enemies, they'll drop like a little power-up orb or something, and when you collect enough, you'll get a special ability. Like the Archer can lock onto a whole bunch of enemies and fire out homing shots to take them all out. The Gunner has unlimited ammo for a few seconds that you could just go crazy. The Mage has, I think it was I only used it once. I want to say it was like you threw it on the ground and it was like an ice crystal that just creates a vortex and freezes all enemies that touch it in place. I played mostly as the Gunner, and it was a lot of fun. Again, the tracking was significantly improved from the demo I first played, so I was able to get much further through, much easier. The game definitely picks up as you get further into it. Lots of enemies, lots of spawn points, lots of crystals that you have to defend, and different towers that you can stand on to defend them. The first stage is basically just 6 waves of enemies that you take care of. The second stage is a handful of waves of enemies and then a boss. And the bosses in this game are fucking huge. In the ancient city one that I played, it was like a giant stone like statue come to life, swinging at you and like throwing power orbs at you and stunning you. It was just really impressive to watch in VR, and in first person looking up and seeing this thing just towering over you, swiping at you and trying to take it down. I also dabbled in the online a bit. I thought it was a lot of fun, just easy to just start up, find a game, join it, and I joined in the middle of a wave and just started fighting along with them and just waving at each other with the move controllers. A third person joined us and was just like in between waves. They were just shooting arrows at us the whole time, which I thought was funny. Because there was no like voice communication that I don't know if it's supported or not. I don't really fuck around with voice chat in games anymore. Just because...
Too many pieces of shit out there.
Pretty much. But just it's fun waving at people. It's fun to wave at people and actually like look at someone and wave at them with your hand with a move controller. It feels more personal that way. For $20, I'm worried at the amount of content that's there. I know they have like coming soon for other stages. I'm concerned if that's going to be free updates. I think this is definitely worth grabbing for $20. If it's going to be paid DLC, it's closer to a try it. I think it was a lot of fun. The improvements over the demo have me very excited at how much more they could refine the aiming and the controls. I just worry about the content. And I hope that those coming soon areas are going to be updates and not DLC. But I guess we'll find out in the long run. As it is now, I have to give it a recommended try. If you have a PlayStation VR, it's been kind of dry over there lately, so pick it up, shoot some people, and if you pick it up, tell me your PlayStation name and we'll go murder some fucking skeletons together.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, especially the demo didn't leave me too impressed, but it was significantly better control-wise than the demo, and I'm not sure if it was just better on my end or if they put a lot of work into it, but it felt a lot better. So, good stuff. Sound good?
Well done.
Yeah.
All right, we got two more. Next one to talk about is called Broken Age, developed and published by Double Fine. It released June 23rd on Xbox One for $19.99. Previously available on PS4, Vita, Steam for $24.99, iOS and Android for $4.99. Vela Tartine and Shea Volta are two teenagers in a strangely similar situations but radically different worlds. The player can freely switch between their stories, helping them take control of their own lives, dealing with the unexpected adventures that follow. Broken Age is a family-friendly, hand-animated, puzzle-filled adventure game with an all-star cast, including Elijah Wood, Jack Black, and Will Wheaton. Designed by the legendary Tim Schafer, Broken Age is a timeless coming-of-age story of barfing trees and talking spoons. CJ, what did you think of Broken Age?
This game is really, really different from the general point-and-click game. Now, gameplay-wise, it is the same. You point and you click, but
What?
No
I think the thing
way.
that mainly sets this apart is, one, the style is amazing. It is a really incredible looking game. I love what Double Fine has done with it. It's just awesome to be able to or just to look at the environments. Like the space station environments within the beginning of the game are mind-boggling. The design is just really, really up there. And then and it's hand animated, which is just even more impressive.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
It looks incredible. The other thing that sets this thing apart is the length. Generally, for a $20 point-and-click adventure game, you're getting maybe a 4-hour experience. This game, within a few hours, I was only past the first part of Act 1, and there's 2 acts and a like final thing. I don't know if it's like an epilogue or if it's like just a third act that finishes it. But this game, generally speaking, based off of what I've seen from other people, this game takes up to like 14 hours to beat.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't see that much in point-and-click adventure games.
Yeah, point-and-click adventure games are normally like a couple hours and done. Because the general thing is that people get bored of them after a little bit and don't want to play it for a long amount of time. But it's nice to see one that's totally worth the price tag in length. Especially comparing it to other ones, like a $20 game. What would you rather have, a 4-hour experience or a 15-hour? And they're both great. It's like at $20, you're gonna choose the 15-hour experience. It's just gonna last you longer. I'm used to those point-and-click adventure games that I can beat them in one sitting, and this just surprised me. The puzzles in the game are well thought out and pretty neat. There's some variation in them, like in the... I'm trying to stick to the first area so I don't spoil anything. There's this puzzle that you actually just have to do some timing and use a crane game-like thing to grab some floating aliens out in space and try to save them. And so you have to like time when the crane is right above the animal or whatever you want to call it, and then press the button in order to grab it and try to save it. And there's an achievement for saving all 10 of them without missing a single one. You're going to have to do a lot of reloading. It gets really hard by the end of that. Like the last couple of them.
You dropped out for a second there. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I lost you for a second right after the reloading part.
Good. It's not my end. It's CJ's.
Snap.
Fuck you.
All right. Well, I just said that you're going to have to do a lot of reloading in order to get that achievement, because it's a hell of an achievement. Luckily, they give you 8 save slots, so it's not like you're going to have any issues, and you only autosave on your main one, so you can create side ones. If you miss any missable achievements or you just want to back up stuff, you don't have to worry about it over-saving on those slots. The voice acting in the game is really good. I like the cast of characters. I didn't know that Elijah Wood and Jack Black were in it, so that was actually really surprising. Or Will Wheaton, for that matter. I didn't know that any of them were in it. I didn't actually look at the description of the game before I played it. So I was just
Will Wheaton.
I was a little bit surprised.
Will Wheaton.
But but they are very good voice actors. The story is entertaining. I like the way that there's like this. The story basically, for the first part of it, is there's this boy that you play as, Shay, and he's kind of in an overprotective ship that's his mother's personality. And so when he goes out on adventures and missions, it's actually like her own setup things that are completely safe, and he's at no risk at all. Like and there's these little creatures that help her with the missions, and they're like all huggy and just fun, and so basically, like I'll give an example. One of the missions is saving some of those happy creatures from an avalanche, and when you actually get there, it turns out to just be ice cream, and the way to fix that is to eat the ice cream with a spoon. And it's like, that's a child's thing. The ship is protecting him too much, and he wants to get out of that. He wants to be a real man. He wants to actually go out there and be in real danger and actually make a difference. And so I find that pretty entertaining. I think that the writing was well made. The characters are very believable. They don't feel like they're weird or fake. And I just think that this is a really solid game for the price tag.
Nice. I'm so happy that this game is finally on Xbox, because it's been on PlayStation for so long.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like a couple of years.
Yeah, so I'm thrilled it's there.
Hopefully some more. Apparently there's more Double Fine titles that will hopefully come to the Xbox One sometime soon.
I hope they bring the LucasArts remasters over.
I'd be happy with just about anything, but I'm happy that this game showed up.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings to bring the older games back.
Yeah. So yeah, for $20, what's your verdict?
I mean, just comparing it to the other point-and-click adventure games, I got to give this one a buy compared to those, because it actually supports the price tag with the length. Cool.
I am very excited for that. I'm going to have to pick it up this weekend if I don't spend all my extra money on the Ultimate Game sale.
Well, if you can. Oh wait, you actually have it on Steam already because you bought the Double Fine pack, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it on Xbox.
I was gonna say though, it's on sale for like $3.99 on Steam.
Yeah.
Instead of $20.
Come on, I'd rather have it on.
I know.
Steam.
I know. I would. I'm the same way.
Anyway, last game to talk about tonight is called The Golf Club 2, developed by HB Studios, published by Maximum Games. It released June 27th on Xbox One, PS4, and Steam for $39.99. Rise to fame and fortune in the largest, most dynamic golf game ever created. Assemble and join online societies with friends, compete in tournaments, and earn money to climb the ranks in golf's largest gaming community. I really enjoyed the first Golf Club. I had a lot of fun with it. It felt like near endless content with the course creators, that people could create and upload their own golf courses. So unlike the TiGames where you're locked into X number of courses or you have to buy more, the golf club was just an endless set of more and more golf courses. My biggest gripe with the original golf club was the controls were not very casual friendly. Everything, like the Tiger games or even Rory, they allowed you to like use a gauge so you could tell how much power you were using, and everything in the golf club was done with the analog stick, and you would have to pull back a certain amount, unless you're trying to go full power, release the proper way, and it was just very hard for new players to really pick up and enjoy. And it's the same in the golf club too. It's my biggest gripe has been the controls so far. Because I've played the Tiger Woods games for years. I've played Hot Shots for years. I played Rory PGA. I enjoy golf games, and I really enjoyed the first golf club, aside from, the controls took a long time to get used to, and it's a bitch trying to get used to the controls again in the golf club too. It feels like every time I'm having a good run in a game, I'll just get to a hole and I'll be right on the fringe or something, right by the green, and they'll have the shot that I have to, go close to full power to get a nice chip shot onto the green, and I would go back and forward, and it would go like 6 yards, and I don't know why. I don't know if like my backstroke was too quick or too slow, or there's so many times in this game where the ball doesn't do what I want it to do, and I don't know why. That's my biggest complaint in any kind of game, is the game reacting a certain way and me not knowing why it did that. It's just frustrating to think, oh, I nailed this shot, and it dribbles 2 feet away from you and costs you a stroke. And you're like, what the fuck? Or even in the putting. I think the putting might be the most frustrating, because they'll kind of have like a red bar to show how many feet you're aiming towards. And, you'll back forward, and sometimes, if you do a full stroke, it'll go not even half the distance. And I don't know why. It's on a downhill slope, so it's not that I'm going uphill, and that's the issue. I'm accounting for the slope. I'm accounting for the way the green is reading, and it didn't go the way I thought I hit it, and I don't know why. At least when they have a power bar or something that you can see and be like, oh, well, I totally fucked up hitting the power where I thought I was going to hit it. And then there's times where the hole will be like 4 feet in front of you, and you put it so that, there's a slight downhill, so you put it to aim 3 feet in front of you so that the downhill slope will carry it into the hole. You back forward, and it goes 10 feet past the fucking hole. And I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. There's very, very little feedback to tell you how you're fucking up. And it is just frustrating. I haven't been able to complete a full round yet, because shit just always falls apart for me in like the back nine somewhere. And I don't want to finish around 10 over par because of one fucking hole that just wrecked me. And I don't understand it. Another issue I have is that so much of the game requires an internet connection to like accomplish anything at all. Even loading up the main menu, it like needs to connect to the servers, and you go into the societies area and it needs to load up what all the societies are. And I don't know if Xbox was having issues earlier today, or I don't know if the golf club servers were having issues today, but there were times when I would click to go into a society, it would just load for 30, 40 seconds, and then it would go right back to the previous menu. Nothing.
Yeah, you kind of lost me as soon as you said you need an internet connection to play anything.
You kind of lost me as soon as you said it was a realistic golf game.
No. I'm with you on that. I like golf games, because I was about to say on a scale of
mini golf games.
I was going to ask, on a scale of 1 to Neo Turf Masters, how likely are you to recommend this? But because I love Neo Turf Masters and I like golf games. I like some of the realistic ones. I love the arcade ones. Even the goofy stick figure golf games that have been out there, which I'm forgetting the name of it right off the top of my head. But golf games have this weird appeal, and it sounds to me like they've got all the components in there for what could be an amazing simulator style golf game, but they have completely ruined it by having terrible controls and bizarre internet connection requirements.
See, even the internet connection requirements wouldn't be that bad if it was reliable, because I've played the game a handful of times, and sometimes everything loads up fine. Everything moves quick. I don't know what the issue was earlier today where it felt nothing would load, because I would do stuff online and my internet's working fine. I would go to the golf club and I would load up a course and I would have to wait 20, 30 seconds just for it to pop up and say start round.
And that's my point in that, is that if you have to wait for an internet connection to resolve in order to go from hole to hole to hole to hole, they're doing something fundamentally wrong, and that would absolutely ruin the gaming experience for me entirely.
See, well, one of the positives is once you're in the game, there's no loading. So you finish a hole, you know, pops up with your score, and it goes right to the next hole. You're not waiting for a new hole to load up. All the loading is happening in the menus. It takes too long to get into a game. I wish there was just a quick play, pick a course, go start. But because of the internet issues, and again, I don't know if this was an issue on Xbox's end or if it was with the golf club servers, but I shouldn't have to pick a course and wait 20, 30 seconds just for it to pop up and allow me to start a full round.
No, you absolutely should not.
And you should. Deal with it.
And again, the other day it worked fine. There were, I would go pick a course and it was right there. And today it just issues. And if it's an isolated incident, shit happens. I can understand that shit happens sometimes. The game did just launch this week. So many frustrating elements I've run into with this game, to the point where I couldn't even join a society because it kept loading and then booting me back to the previous menu. It wouldn't even let me look at the society, which are basically like online clubhouses.
Right.
That said, the amount of content in the game is staggering, with how many courses are already pre-made by HB Studios. Really, really well done courses, great looking courses. They even have a variety of options, graphical options to disable bloom to let it run quicker, anti-aliasing. It's nice that they have those options there so you can focus on performance over visuals if you want, or if you don't mind some sluggish frame rate here or there, you can put all the fancy effects on and have a better looking game. It's nice to have those options. And again, just the sheer amount of courses and content in the game is mind-blowing, especially considering the fact that the game just came out and there's already dozens, if not hundreds, of courses to play.
All you need is for them to have stable servers and for the controls to function properly, and you might enjoy it.
Yeah, I loved the original golf club, but I just never could get used to the controls. I wish they had a more casual, friendly interface in terms of selecting power, selecting distance. Even when you do the look ahead to where you are, it doesn't have a target where you're aiming for. It just kind of shows an area that it might be going to, which isn't, that's not a deal breaker for me. It makes you think more about the shots that you're taking. It's just, I wish there was more there for the casual people, or even people like me who play a lot of golf games, but I always play the more arcade style instead of the pure sim. And the golf club is basically pure sim. Which I wish they did a little more for the more casual players to welcome in a larger audience. I think that's one of the things that held back the first game, and I think that's going to hurt this game as well. The people who loved the first golf club and really got into it and really enjoyed making courses and playing random courses from people all over the world, you are going to love the golf club. If you're looking for a successor to Tiger Woods or Rory PGA Tour, this isn't going to be it, because it is too sim oriented. The controls are too frustrating with not enough feedback on what's going on and what you did right or wrong. The announcer is the same announcer from the first game, and fuck that guy. He's so irritating. He's like so sarcastic and smarmy, and sometimes it's funny. Other times, like when you fuck up, you don't want a guy going like, "Oh, nice bogey." Fuck you. Fucking asshole.
He just called a golf announcer in a game an asshole.
A fucking asshole. Get it right.
Oh my lord.
Overall, like I said, if you enjoyed the first game, you're going to love this game, and you're going to enjoy how much more there is with the online clubhouses and the societies and the tournaments and all the courses that are there. If you couldn't get into the first golf club, don't bother. I have to give it a middle of the road, try it, but with the qualifiers that if you've tried it in the past, it's not going to be any different. And I'm bummed because I'm dying for a really, 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 really good golf game again. Ah, man.
Dang.
Motherfucker.
Disappointments everywhere.
Yeah. That was a heartbreaking one for me because I was so looking forward to this game. I'm hoping that whatever internet issues they have are going to be smoothed out, and I don't know.
So to be continued on that one.
I'll have to try revisiting it in a week or two to give some updated impressions, but as of now, it's got to be firmly in the middle of a try it. It's you know if this game is for you or not, pretty much. So yeah.
Next week, CJ's going to give his review of it, right?
Nah.
Because I can tell how much he really loves the golf games.
Yeah, he sounds interested.
Oh, yeah.
I sound tired.
It's late for you guys.
It is. It's 1 a.m. for us.
That's insane.
And I'll be up like all night still. So
Yeah, you probably will. It's 10 here, and that's late for me because we get up at 5.
Good stuff. Well, on that note, we will wrap up this episode. George, thank you so much for joining us. You got to come back.
My pleasure.
More frequently than like once every 2 years.
Oh, fine.
We'll have to.
Thanks a lot. It was a lot of fun.
Next time we get some more Switch stuff, I'll have to keep you in mind. Do you have any?
Absolutely.
Do you have any new music that we could play?
Let me think.
Because we still end our show with music.
That's true. You know, I actually did a track with Mega Beardo not too long ago where he and I did a cover of a Draw and Tell track from Cybernoid.
Oh.
And had a good time for that. But that was back at MagFest. I don't think I've got anything recently coming up. Lonely Rolling Stars will have a new video coming out probably in the next month or two. It's done. We're just trying to decide what the release date is going to be. And that's probably going to coincide with MagFest band announcements. Because we don't know if we're playing MagFest or not. So the text of the video will probably reflect that either way.
Can we get a sneak peek of the music?
Well, I actually don't think I have it queued up here now that I'm thinking about it.
Just tacking on at the end of the show. But yeah, music this show is going to be something George related because we're going to honor you and your memory.
Well, yeah, find that. Actually, I should probably find it for you, but I'll send you a link to the track that I did with Mega Beardo because anything he does on a guitar is going to sound absolutely awesome. I love working with him.
Very true. Cool. So
other than that, I haven't really done anything new. It's been work has been crazy, but I try to find time to get a couple of tracks out every now and again.
And hopefully we'll have a new one from you in about a month or so. Hint, hint at what could come to be in the future. But on that note, again, music from Norg to end the show. George, do you have any final words to end this?
Fuck mopeds.